Man, Rico is on time. Troy is here. Man, everybody been asking about you, brother. Everybody. How you doing, man?
No, I'm doing
Shout out
well,
to,
man. I'm doing well.
shout
Thank
out
you
to
for asking.
everybody. Shout out to Rico. How you doing, brother?
I'm alive.
Good. How you doing, Troy?
I'm doing well, man.
That's good. That's good. You always talking smooth, man. You just a smooth operator all the time. Troy,
Nah.
hey
Are
man, we're
you,
gonna have
are you healing up good from the accident? I
Yeah,
say, are
yeah,
you
man. I
healing
got
up
my
well?
Dominican.
So, all that.
Yeah, I'm feeling it well, man. I got my Dominican tattoo now, so I'm straight.
Okay.
what?
Nothing broken.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's right. That's
once
they call it.
you get into a motor accident, man, you get a little scar. That's your
They
Dominican
call it a
tattoo, man.
Dominican tattoo. Yeah, that's cool. Hey man, we're gonna have a nice live today. We're gonna have a fun live today. I'm gonna send a couple shout outs and then we're gonna get started and we're gonna bring Miss Nikki up. She is engaged. Help me out. I think she is engaged. She's engaged and she's gonna be getting married pretty soon. So shout out to everybody. Let me send some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Quan 1993, brother. Always good to see you, brother. Let's see. Hold on one second.
Hold on. Could y'all hear that?
Yeah, that was me. That was me. My bad. I live amongst the Dominicans. Anyway, shout out to Pimp Boy. What's going on, man? School teacher, Coach John. I had a good time working with the kids. It's all ages. It's people from Rico age all the way down. So it's all ages at that school. Let me check my private. Carl, what's going on, brother? Shout out to you, brother. Okay. She's getting married next month. So, hey, Nikki, if you want to go ahead and come up, that's fine. Real quick, I want to say this about the donations, guys. So we have the 10 mil every single month. So I'm taking the 10 mil this month and I'm gonna roll it over to next month. So 200, I'm just rounding it off. 200 plus 200, that's $400. And then everybody that already donated, like Carl and everybody else, we're keeping track of all the money you all donated, and we're gonna donate it all at once next month sometime to the dance class. So just wanted to let you guys know that the money is accounted for. I'm not gonna spend it when I go to Rico's birthday party in the next 12 or 13 days. It's all accounted for. Anyway. All right. Hey, let me send a couple more shout outs and then we're gonna bring out guest stuff. Okay, Carl, G Styles, what's going on, man? What's going on, y'all, man? It's good to see you, G Styles. George, Baton. You know Baton. You know what baton means in French, Rico?
No, I don't have a clue.
Anyway, it's baton means red stick. So Baton Rouge means red stick. Did you know that?
Red stick?
Yep, means red stick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Red stick. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little French or something like that. Just educate you. Call Troy Rico, what's going on?
Words and stuff.
There you go with the cool ass stuff.
You can't tell me nothing, man.
Francisco, what's going on? I really appreciate how you post the lives, Dave, and man, so we can catch it. I wish most of YouTubers did that. Thank you so much, brother. I'm gonna send a couple more shout outs. How you pronounce that name? Ijafa, 1981.
El Jefe.
Jefe. King Choice, what's going on, man? What's going on, Coach Rico? Glad to hear you back, Troy. It's always good to see Troy. We'll be with Troy in about 10 more days. King Choice. Man, we got our first super chat already. Real quick. APR landed in DR. Hello, fellas. What's going on, man? Good to see you. DMR, always good to see you, brother. Always. Rick James, thank you so much for the super chat. I wanted to know when you guys talk about the best schools in the DR for all levels, how to find houses and land, send money apps, things like that. What does he mean by send money apps, Troy? send money app?
Transfer money.
Okay,
how
yeah.
to
Well,
send money. So
What type of apps to use to send money?
okay. I use Western Union always,
Right.
but they do have some cheaper ones. Shout out to my cousin Cheryl Broussard. I love you so much, cousin Cheryl. Shout out to my cousin. Okay, let's see. Rick, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's bring Miss Nikki up. Oh, let me go ahead and answer Rick James' question. My bad. Shoot. Rick, wanted to know you guys talked about the best schools. So Rico, probably the best schools would be what in Puerto Rico. I mean Puerto Rico, Punta Cana and Puerto Plata, right? Troy, Rico?
No, Santo Domingo.
I would say
Santo Domingo probably has the best, but you can pretty much anywhere on the island, but they're going to be private schools and they're going to cost money.
Gotcha. Yeah. So private schools are the way to go. That's right. Go ahead, Troy.
I wouldn't be the person to ask that. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do know that.
I don't know.
I do know it's mostly private international schools because they have if you send your kids to if you send them to a public school, it's not going to be certified if they ever came back to the States. But if they're private international schools, they're required to have international standards, criteria. They have I think it's one called Carl Morgan, and she's in Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, but it's not cheap. It's very good, expensive. It's maybe anywhere from $700 to maybe close to $1,000 a month.
It's expensive, man.
Cool. Hey, we're gonna welcome our guest, but I'll say thanks for the super chat. How name Rico again?
What did you say?
The super sticker. I want to send a special shout out, but I want to say his name right.
El Jefe. He just doesn't have a space in between. El Jefe 1981.
Thank you so much for the super sticker. Shout out to Omar. Thank you. All right. Miss Nikki, I am so glad to have you here. We have been talking for the last week and a half, you, me, and Rico and Troy. And I'm so happy to have you aboard and talk about your journey and just to uplift you. And first of all, I want to say congratulations on your relationship and your future endeavors.
Oh, thank you for that. I am so happy to be here.
Yes. We're going to open up the floor. And now I'm going to jump in every now and then once we get our super chat and our super stickers. But we're going to let you talk. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you much better now. Yeah, I went on ahead and swapped over to my iPhone because I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm telling you, crazy.
Shout out to my sister Favor. Thank you for $9.99 super chat. That ain't $9.99?
That's probably British pounds since that's where she at. So it converts out. It converts out almost dollar for dollar. So it's roughly maybe I don't know, maybe a little less than $10 or a little more than $10.
Just say you don't know. Just act.
I'm just saying. I know that she's from London, so I would assume those are British. No, that's the euro. So that's not even euro. So that's close to the equivalent of $1 to dollar. $1 US.
I would not bet my
radio. Look it up.
Set up. All right.
Whatever it is, you're gonna take it with your cheap ass.
Nick,
oh my God.
Bet you won't send it back. Send it back since you confused. God damn it.
Favor, that's our girl. That's our girl.
I cannot believe it.
You're gonna be laughing at Troy, and Troy just always quiet, smiling and stuff. Go ahead, Troy. What you gotta say?
No, I'm just here. Congrats to Nikki on her engagement. She's about to be married soon. That's a beautiful thing.
I appreciate that. Right. It's been a lot of hard work, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start from scratch. Tell us about you, yourself, and your relationship. Hold on, yours. Go ahead.
Okay. So, what was the first question? I'm sorry.
How about you just give us your story in your own words from the first time you decided to come to the DR, why, and your journey up till today. So that way, instead of us we can ask questions if you tell all the subscribers your story and how you came to be.
Very good, very good. So, about 14, 15 years ago, I became interested in the Dominican culture because of the fact that I started hanging out with a lot of people who were from DR, Puerto Rico, but mainly from New York, and their parents were Dominican and Puerto Rican. And of course, prior to that, you guys already know my backstory. I was working at a Sprint store, and I wasn't making the same amount of money as everyone else was. And I decided that I wanted to make some more money. And I figured out it was because I didn't speak Spanish at the time. And so over the past 14, 15 years, I just literally had done everything to learn the language. Rosetta Stone, going to the clubs, dating the guys, teaching teaching English to Spanish-speaking people. So yeah, I had done literally everything except.
Real quick, I'm sorry, you said last 14, 15 years. That's the same time that Rico's been married to his wife and still doesn't know a damn thing about Spanish. But go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cállate.
Yeah. Yes. Well, here's the thing. So he did not learn it because for him, he felt like he didn't have to because he's like, hey, she's going to speak my language, right? And it happens all the time. There you have it. Now, for me, I'm very nosy as well. So I wanted to know what was being said. And, I'm going to be completely honest with you. A lot of people that are American ask me all the time, like, yo, are they talking shit about us? And I'm like, actually, nah. Most times they're just asking, like, ¿cuánto cuesta? Like, what's the price? Which has nothing to do with any of us. So it's been dope to kind of bridge that communication to say, yo, and even Spanish speaking people have asked me, are Americans talking bad about us? And I'm like, nah, they're really just minding their business for the most part. So, but anyway, to fast forward, I had done everything but leave the country to come here to get some of that experience of, speaking Spanish. And so I've been called a liar many times by people who are Spanish speaking.
Can you hang on for 1 second? Hey, John, see if you can take down that duck streamer because it's completely covering your face. And not that I want to see your ugly ass, but maybe your subs do.
I don't know how to do that. Let me see.
Then lower it or something, or do it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe make Nikki big, right? Because now we can see you, but when you go back, your face is completely covered. Now maybe do a different layout so that we can at least.
All right, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that. Shut up. I'm gonna work on that while she talks. Shut up, Rico. Go ahead.
I really don't want to see you, but maybe your subs do. But go ahead.
Okay, good catch, Rico. Good catch. I told John, I said, I'm like the two of you put together because I'm spicy, but I'm also a sweetheart, right? Like I'm sweet and I'm honest. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I had done everything but leave the country, and so I said, okay. I met this little fella. Actually, he met me. He found me on Facebook, and I made a joke to his cousin, and I said, yo, so what you told your cousin I like Dominican guys or something? And she said, no, I don't even know how he found you. And I was like, oh, okay. So he has a crazy story. What?
I'll talk to my neighbor. Sorry.
I thought somebody said boo. I was like, well, damn. Anyway, so long story long, we got to talking, and after about 5 months, I decided to come here to visit him. And mind you, I hadn't flown in 23 years because I thought that I was deathly afraid of flying. And then I got on the plane, and I was like, really, dude? I've been missing out all this time, but for nothing.
Can you pause for that? Pause for 1 second. Get your story. You hadn't flown in 23 years?
Correct. The last time, well, no, not 23.
Okay. I didn't want
the last time I flew, no, I'm sorry. The last time that I flew, I was 23. So I'm 42 now. So when you do the math on that, it's almost what, 20 years almost.
Let me ask you a question. So you didn't even fly domestically? Like,
Nothing.
California, Miami.
Nothing.
So
New York, right?
You didn't go anywhere. That's
Do what?
You didn't go anywhere.
No, I'm not. Did you ask Troy if I'm from New York?
No,
yeah, from, I asked if she's
Troy
from New York.
asked. But you're from North Carolina, right?
Correct. And let me tell you something. Coach and I are laughing because we just made the joke that every time we meet somebody here in DR, they're like, "Oh, pero tú eres de Nueva York," and we're like, "No, dude, not every." Listen, the United States is bigger than just New York. But it's funny, Troy, that you said that. I am actually from a little country town, Greensboro, North Carolina. And after I have a couple of drinks, you'll notice the change in my accent. All right.
My best friend is from Greensboro. Well, he moved to Greensboro. He went to Denby High School.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this though, Nikki. So at 23, you flew somewhere. Where did you fly when you was 23?
And I'm gonna tell you the funny thing behind that. I flew to Dallas, Texas, with my grandmother, and my thought process was, "Hey, well, if I die, at least I'm gonna die with my favorite person in the world."
Okay, and then you flew back home, right?
I did. So
you took two. I'm just trying to figure out the mindset of a 23-year gap from getting on a plane to get internationally. I'm like you said, the U.S. is big. Fly to California. Fly back to Dallas.
It was a nightmare, which is what started the problem with, like, what created the fear for me was that my great aunt was becoming senile, and like I didn't know that. So the entire trip, she tapped me, and this is a 4-hour deal, right? And she kept saying, "It's your first time flying, right? It's your first time flying. Is this your first flight?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my effing mind." It was horrible. And then not only that, I had seen like movies, right? So I'm thinking, ooh, it's gonna be a big plane and it's gonna have television. Oh my God. All I had was my CD player, because we're talking in the what was it, early 2000s, 2001, something like that. And we were on a commuter plane. So it was like maybe 2 rows, like 2 chairs, and then 2. It was horrible. I heard the goddamn engine the whole time. I was like, this is terrible. Like, it was a goddamn nightmare.
And last question I'm going to ask you about this, because this is just mind blowing. It's like, so how did you overcome this 23-year fear? Because you're telling me you were like terrified to get on a plane for 23 years.
Dude, I had dreams of, I kid you not, I probably dreamt this over 50 times, of me getting on a plane, getting off, and landing in Dominican Republic. It happened so many times that I was fearful that when I actually came here, I wasn't going to believe that I had done it. And I had to take pictures so I knew that it was real. So what brought me here?
What was that first flight like when you got on the plane and said, "I'm going to see my boo"?
Okay, so I'm gonna double back too.
Okay.
To answer your question, I was completely in love with this guy. So I was like, yo, I literally floated over on love. Like, that's really what happened there. And not only that, I had my brother with me, and I was like, yo, that's my bestie, like my brother Kevin. Shout outs to Kevin Jones. I had him with me, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. So when we landed, he was like, yo, you said you were scared. He said, I thought you were going to be like this the whole time. I said, bro, I did too, but I guess I floated over here on love. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. So, and clearly, I'm in love.
That's great. I'm excited to hear. Okay, now.
So
now
you and Coach got that in common, because his little goofy ass floated on love too. He's like,
there you go with the bullshit. There you go, bullshit. Go ahead and let us.
Y'all had that in common. I get it. I've heard that. That's why I wanted to ask. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yo, I'm here for all of this. I'm here for all of it. Like, y'all are my people, man. I swear.
I know.
So, so I got over here, and I sent you guys the video so that you could see like what it was, right? So I walk up, he's recording it, I'm recording him. I do all the videos. That week was like 8 days in Boca Chica. You guys know, John knows Boca Chica very well.
Shout out to
It was
Lex.
the best week of my entire life. Like of my whole 42 years of life, it was the best week of my life. I mean, Kelvin was just so sweet to me and like very much like, oh, let me feed you. And then he also paid for, his part. And that was big to me because I'm like, I'm not going for the choppy choppy, the chapeador. I'm not going for the sanky panky. I'm not doing it, bro.
Good.
And I let him know that, like, listen, I'm not gonna do it.
That's good. I thought you had one damn question. Now you got
It's
another.
a long question, so shut up, radio. So no, I want to ask her about her brother now, because you said your brother came with you on your first trip, correct?
Yeah.
So did he not find something of appealing, or I don't want to say he was happier, but did he not fall in love with the DR? Has he been back? How did he feel?
Oh, he loved it. It was actually, I think, his second time, I want to say. But he's already in a relationship. So, I mean, he wasn't like, ooh, I'm here to, you know what I mean?
Right. But I'm saying, but does he like, I mean, I'm not saying he can bring his woman with him just like I'm bringing my wife, but still, does he like the vibe of being in the Caribbean as opposed to being back home in North Carolina, which I'm back home right now. It's a fucking grind back here in America, so we know that's how that is. Right. But
yeah.
I would wonder, like, did he like it, or did he just like, hey, I just came over there to make sure my little sister's okay or big sister's okay, and that's really all I'm here for?
Funny story. The guy lives in New York. There you have. He lives in New York.
Oh, he lives in New York.
No, he's not from there.
You know the DR.
Troy got a question.
I had asked her if she was from New York because she said she never been on a plane in like 23 years, and I know people from New York that don't even like leave their block. Like they don't go nowhere. So it's not like uncommon for nobody to go nowhere. Like I know a lot of people that like.
I mean, Troy, I got people in Louisiana. They call a vacation going to Shreveport, Louisiana. So hey,
bro, some people don't like me. Well, I actually just got back from the States for everybody that's watching.
Right.
It took me a little trip from the state because I don't want to be illegal and shit.
Right.
So, but
wait, where were you?
I just got back from the States. If anybody's watching,
we got a word for you, Troy. We call y'all blackbacks.
Wait, where are you now? I'm confused.
I'm in DR.
No, Troy. But Troy, the only reason why it was the exception to me about Nikki was not because she had previously flown. If she had never flown, because I know some people who ain't never left and going like I got family. My sister never left, gonna die. Just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. My aunt
said my mom.
But usually, once a person takes
never
a trip, it's the first step of exploration, and they'll take more, even if not internationally.
Some people just, like I used to bounce.
Yeah. Right. Let's get into the love because I'm all excited because I love to hear love stories.
We don't want to hear no damn love story. We know you got a woman. Okay, go on.
Go ahead.
Some other stuff.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Tell us you got a woman, John. Tell us you got a woman. We know.
Go ahead.
John, when are you guys getting married? I've been wanting to ask that. Have you guys set a date yet?
It's gonna be next year sometime. But I'll let you know, and you're more than welcome to come.
If you don't piss her off before then,
it ain't gonna happen.
No. John's family at this point. I love this guy. That's my buddy.
I'll still be here with him, but when she kick his ass to the curb, I'm telling him, don't come to me crying, goddammit. I'm gonna cuss your ass
out. Rico, I'm gonna be loving you too, buddy.
There you go. Rico coming to the wedding, but he's gonna be collecting the plates and sweeping the trash and everything.
Absolutely.
Anything for a free meal. Anything for a free meal.
I cannot.
All right, go ahead. All right, you got the floor. Sorry, Nikki.
It's all good. So like I said, that first week was super dope. I also sent you on that video, you see him propose to me in Santo Domingo. the very best day of my life. That was crazy. What was so dope about that is we're sitting around chilling. What I'm thinking is just like a party of me introducing me to some of his friends and stuff. Of course, like I said, my brother was there, and all of a sudden, I go to sit down. Now, mind you, we're in Santo Domingo, so they're playing dembo, right? There's like bo 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 bo, and like all these like my jams, my dembo jams. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes on a country song, one of my favorite country songs. And right then and there, I was like, "Shut up, shut up."
What was the song?
I think it's Brent Young.
It was called Baton Rouge, right?
It's called, no. It's called In Case You Didn't Know. It's by
My love from Baton Rouge. Go ahead.
In case you didn't know by who?
I think it's Brett Young. In case you didn't know.
I heard
Yeah.
Brett Young.
Oh, when I do karaoke, I do one of like 3 songs. I either do country music, or I do like a Biggie Small song, or Selena, like a bidi bidi bamba or something. You know what I mean? Definitely no rhyme or reason, but yeah, that's that.
Awesome. Hey, let me send these super chats out real quick. I got 3. I got a donation from Carl for the girls. So thank you so much for the donation, brother. $15. Thank you so much, Carl. And let's see who else I got. I think that's it. That's it for right now.
Hold up, radio. Hold up. Let me say this to the subscribers that are watching the show. Again, and I just want to do this shout out. And you're going to start hearing me say it more frequently, so get fucking used to it. John, put your Cash App and your PayPal, because again, we love the super chats. However, the problem with this is the only problem with the super chats is YouTube take half of it. So if you send Coach $20, he's only getting 10. So what I'm saying, they're taking half of it. So you're not. I want the impact of your donation to be as full as possible. So again, it's a little cringy to say Cash App. While it does go to Coach's bank account, I trust that he gonna do the right thing with the money. So if I'm gonna send him any money, I send it Cash App. There's no delay, and there's no cut in half. So if I send Coach $20, he getting $20, not 10, and he don't have to wait till the 21st of the month to get the $10.
Right. And hey, Rico, that's a great point.
Can you let me finish, radio? Sit back. I got this. So again, and again, I want to say also, the orphanage is an ongoing project that we are working with. It is not a one-time deal. So I would ask all of the listeners to reach in, give what you can, when you can. There's no pressure. But as you see, Coach will continue, him and Domingo will continue to go forth to that orphanage, talking about those kids. There's a lot of need. There's unending need. So I just want to say that. In about 30 minutes, I'm going to say it again until I start seeing the Cash App go up, damn it.
That's right. But that's a great point, Rico, that you said. People think I get the money instantly on the
super chat.
Super chat, but I don't. It comes on the 21st. And it's only like half of it. If you send $50, only get about $26, $27. So,
and that's what I'm saying is I don't want people giving their money to YouTube. As another one of my favorite content creators said, "Fuck YouTube. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation." So I can't tell y'all what to do with your money. I'm just saying. And I tell you what, if you hit his Cash App when it comes up, you can say whatever you want in the comment. We're gonna pull that shit up and read it. That's the best way for us to, I appreciate all the brothers and sisters who cashed out up until who super chatted up to this point. But I'm just trying to push it.
Yeah. And if you feel some people
need a lot of help.
Yeah, and some people feel safe by sending super chats. Send the super chats. That's no problem. Okay,
I'm just letting them know they sending half of it to YouTube.
I know it, Rico, but they still like the people. They still like to ask their questions. So,
right, but what I'm saying is this, but John, when I first was super chatting, I thought you were getting all of it.
Hold on, all this Cash App super chat talk, man. Leah Arteaga, hope I said that right, how long were you guys
Yeah,
dating before you proposed? I'm gonna read that for you, Leah. We're gonna get your
yeah,
comment read.
yeah, and thank you for that. That's a great question because I would have asked me the same
Oh,
thing.
go ahead.
That's
Go ahead.
Leah, fine.
Go ahead, sweetheart. How long were you guys dating before he proposed?
It is such a funny story. So when we first started talking, we talked for about a month, and I am an author of a dope ass book, which is the self help book of comedic quotes. We'll get to that at some point in time, but I'm always thinking about marketing and what I can do to get myself out there, right? So I thought, hey, why not go on 90 Day Fiance? And so after a month of he and I dating, I actually reached out to them. They actually reached back out and I asked him, like, hey, I know we're getting to know each other, but how would you actually go on the show with me? And he was like, let's do it. And I was like, yo, shut up for real? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh man, I'm liking this guy even more. Like he's with the, he's with the shits. So let's do it. And so that's how it started. And then, like 4 months later, we're on the phone one day after we had done our interviews and everything. And he said, but would you marry me for real? And I was like, oh, yeah. I said, I like in my mind, I'm like, oh, yikes. I don't know. But I didn't want to hurt his feelings. You know what I mean? And so that 5th month, which is kind of, I guess, to answer her question, was when I arrived there in October to meet him in person. And so when I got to the gathering, and all of a sudden my godmom, who's Dominican and lives here, I've known her for 15 years, showed up and like all these different details. I'm like, yo, this dude loves me for real. This is crazy. And then he also was very upset that his son, he was 4 at the time, couldn't make the proposal. He wanted him to be a part of it as well. Um, so yes, 5 months into it is when he got on his knees and asked me to marry him.
That's the question I have for you. How did the family treat you before the proposal, after the proposal? How did they give you open arms, or how did that go?
Man, I love this question. So his mom is Venezuelan. She lives in Venezuela. I met her, I want to say like 6 months after the fact on a video call on the phone. Sweetest lady in the world. I have since then I have constant communication with her, and then on the Dominican side I have uh, an incredible relationship with all of them, even to the point of this is the big kicker. His baby's mom, I actually saw her today before we got on this call, and we were bringing his son back to meet with her, and she actually introduced me to her new boyfriend. And I gave her a hug, and I'm like, "Yo te quiero." She's like, "Yo también." Like we love each other. Like she's like my little sister. She's 32, I'm 42, so she kind of comes to me for advice about things and things like that. So that is something that does not hardly happen. I mean, let's be honest. I'm very lucky in that way because that's not something that typically happens. So and then his mom, his dad, his brothers, his sisters, every last one of them have treated me like family. I mean, I was completely surprised, not only because of the cultural difference, but because of the fact that I'm a darker brown woman. Like, if we're going to be honest here, let's call it what it is. And so I'm just super grateful for that. And one of the other things that made me trust the relationship earlier on was the fact that it was my friends who I've known for 15 years, her first cousin, and her mom is also my friend as well. And that's his aunt, his dad's sister. And so kind of having that connection there made me feel like, okay, I can trust this a little bit more than I would have trusted him just randomly. And I don't know anybody of who he knows. Right. And, the fact that on Facebook, we're connected as engaged, right? There's nothing hidden. Yeah, just all the cosigns, man. I've been really, really blessed to have that. And I would say that if I didn't have that, we wouldn't be in a relationship because like you're not gonna hide me. I'm not doing any of that. I'm too grown for that. I'm too dope for that. Absolutely not.
What do you feel about that? Let me say something, Rico. What do you feel about the people that always say, well, don't trust that, he's using you for your passport, or You know, you don't see nothing suspicious. You know, because I get that all the time too. Because we're kind of in the same boat.
We are. And here's the deal, sir, ma'am, whoever it is that feels that way and says that, your husband, your wife, who lives with you in the same city and state, has cheated as well, right? For not everybody, but some of us, right? So it's like, yo, if I get cheated on, if it has happened, I cannot. What can I do? I can't stop it from happening. I cannot stop that from another country, and I cannot stop it even when we're living together. However, I will be completely transparent. I'm here now because I'm not going to play that game. What I'm not going to do is wonder, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? Oh, you don't have internet? Oh, you can't connect? Nope, none of that, because I'm here now. So we're not having that problem. Yes, Rico has a question.
Yeah, damn right.
Okay. Damn, he raised his hand. Damn.
Because I can't reach through the computer and slap your ass.
Because you must be a clone or something. You must be a clone.
So nonetheless, no, seriously, all bullshit aside, and Nikki, and I definitely understand and respect that. And I'm not trying to piss in your cereal, be Debbie Down or anything like that. But you know me, I like to keep shit on the real. I like to keep it on the real. And I would say this, what I would say to you, and I've told Radio Coach and anybody else is, I'm like, so for example, my experience is my wife I met here in America.
Right.
I had the same doubts about her fucking ass as I would a Dominican. Is she using me for my money? This, that, whatever. What I don't want is, I don't like where we go overseas and we drop all of the guards that we would have back, because you know you dated in the States and he's like, oh, he just wants some pussy. Women say that. That's some real shit, right?
Absolutely.
Am I being too forward with saying, like, you're not quick to go with because you're like, oh, he's saying all this, and then as soon as he get the ass, he's gonna be going on about his business.
Right.
I just want to know that you are using those same parameters, and hopefully your brother, being from New York, he know how they move in New York.
He's not from there, but he lives there. He's lived there for a while. But I get it. The mentality.
He lives there, and he says, sis, fuck that slick talk shit. Because men slick talk around the globe. I was a slick
woman. Absolutely.
Right.
I've been one as well.
So that's all I just always, and I think men, I know men, when we go overseas, we put down our guard more, because let me be honest with you, dudes is over there getting slaved. Dudes
I know.
Getting fucked over 7 ways.
Passport rovers,
and
my
they
guy.
deserve it. In Colombia, somebody just died, got to Colombia August 11. That motherfucker, 43 years old, dead already. Got scoped. And I'm not saying he deserved it, but I'm saying 43 years of age, from America, and
young. That's so young, man.
And sat there and got scoped at the club, went to the Airbnb, and the motherfucker didn't wake up. I'm saying we got to wake up and we got to stop that. So the same way, I can't tell a man nothing because he's going to look at my face and call me a hater. Fuck your dumb ass. And go ahead and get scoped. I don't care. But I
did a TikTok about this.
Right, but I don't want to see you or other young
you a hater. You a hater. You a hater.
Will you be quiet, rated, and be emotionally invested and put your card down? All I'm saying is have the same level of scrutiny that you have here, there, and anywhere else you go. Be like,
let me tell you, Rico, and tell you the truth about me is that I always hope that things will go well, right? Like, oh, that'll be great if it goes well. But I also feel that if it doesn't go well, I'm gonna be okay too, because I am one of the most resilient humans that I've ever known. And I can only say that because my mother told me so. And when she said it, my mama is a strong woman. Let me tell you, when she told me that, I was like, me, mommy? And she was like, yep, you. And I was like, damn, she wasn't lying. I've been through, you can't even imagine. Like, if you, and I feel that I am going to create relationships with you guys, because I know that you recently met me, but y'all are dope. I'm dope. Like, I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? But I said all that to say, if that were to happen, I'm going to still be dope, and I'm going to still be here, and I'm still going to be successful. And I also know that my intention in this entire relationship was to be myself and to love someone who said that they also loved me.
Well, let me just say this. So let me just say that because I have talked to you, I'm impressed with the way you've done things so far, that you've done as much to protect yourself that you've done.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of it. I ain't seen no dude do it.
You
The
never
dudes
said
come
that.
over there.
You never told me about that. You never said that to me like you're impressed about what I'm doing.
Because you ain't done it. Okay, so again, I'm impressed with what you've done to protect yourself. Again, I ain't never seen no dude do it like radio, okay? I ain't never seen no dude do it. Ergo, that's why they got their shit took, right? So I don't see your shit getting took because to the best of your ability, you're more protected. That if so in other words, I agree. But I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying is I agree with you. Like you got to go through life. Is that I always tell my kids, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. So when you walk out the door, prepare that everything in life is gonna go to shit.
Let that woman live her life of love.
Go ahead.
I don't want her to live in delusion, and then all of a sudden
live in delusion. Because you know what? It's best to love.
The streets is littered.
It's best to
one
love
other key point.
And let me tell you, and if the delusion go bad, call this Negro in Santo Domingo. Or call this Negro in Punta Cana, but don't call this one.
Call me. I'm
another key point.
Shut up.
I want to make this clear as well, that I think is different from some other people who have perhaps tried this journey of what I'm trying. I have about 15 people here that if heaven forbid anything were to happen, I could call them. And of a few of them I've known for 15 years, I've known for 8 years, I've known for different, you know what I mean? Not only online or anything like that. Like I know them in real life. Like I've met them in the US and I've known them in real life. And I consider them to be family. So as a single person coming here, my first trip here, as you guys know, was with my brother. The last 3 trips I came by myself. Okay, so my mom and my sister, they've never left the country before, and they don't even have their passports. And that brings up a good point that my sister, I did have an incident, my second trip, where I blew up and I was pissed off and I was like, yo, and my sister has never heard me that angry before. And she was like, I need you to calm down and remember, I don't have a passport. Right. So if something were to happen, I am helpless right now. And when she said that to me, I recognized that I had to turn all my emotion off and say to her, oh my God, sister, you're absolutely right. I can't have you over there freaking out because there's nothing you can do. And I'm glad that I had enough maturity and growth to hear it in her voice and hear her upset to say, oh my God, why am I doing this to her? This is ridiculous. I got to calm down. Right. And so that's what I have to do.
But that's the beauty of it is you sit there and you stipulate it. And I'm glad you said it, that you have a support network over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most people that go over there, like radio here, flew over there in the blind, knew maybe one person over there.
That ain't true. That's a lie.
How many people you knew over there?
22 people with the New York Yankees and family.
They was all in America, goddammit.
Get your story right.
Okay, well, how many of them was in the DR?
Okay, but
from there, I said was in there.
Okay,
well, how many was in there? So the ones in America couldn't help your black ass.
Oh, well,
she got 16 in DR.
Can I double back on something now?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
The young lady had asked before this gentleman that said that's rare. Mr. Peppers 05, you're correct. It's very rare. That is not something that normally happens. And I one thing that I do want to be known is that I am an anomaly, an anomaly.
The alcohol kicking in. The alcohol kicking in.
Anomaly.
Presidente, ya tú sabes,
what we drinking?
Presidente.
Oh shit! You didn't get you some
gin. Yeah, you already know.
Tequila.
Well, I mean,
what you got going on over there?
Let me say this, Nikki. Rico act like I was just living at some random Jehovah Witness house. I stayed at some family and friends' house from when I
How
played
many people did you know that lived in the DR, not played baseball or lived in America? Because the ones in America couldn't do, just like her sister.
Rico, you're not understanding. You're not understanding. Those people I contacted, they like family to me. They reached out to they family and they uncles and aunties and cousins, and I stayed with their uncles.
So you didn't, but you didn't know none of them until you showed up. She had 16. This is what I'm saying, John. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to get lost on. She had 16 relationships that she had formulated before she set foot on the island that was on the island. So basically, it's almost like she went to Dominican family.
So what are you saying? When I talk to all my friends that play with the Yankees, that was like family, and I took care of them, and they introduced me to their family, that's not family? Because
me telling you to go over there and talk to my mama and them ain't your family. Like you knew my mama before you went there. There's a difference.
I talked to them, they mama, before I went there, Rico.
But also, if they're Dominican too, like Dominican, they embrace you just like this person Carl was saying. But very quickly, let me interject because I still didn't get back to the young lady that asked me about how we're going to get married traditionally or something along those lines.
Right.
The answer to the question is that, no, that's okay. I just want to recognize when I see that somebody has their comment there. I don't know if they're doing the I don't know how it works, but when I see it, I definitely want to recognize that person.
We try to get everybody, but sometimes we miss them. But Favar is like she's really, really close to the family. So go ahead, Favar. Go ahead and answer her question.
Okay, wonderful. So she asked, how are we going to get married? Is it going to be traditionally or what's the customs and things like that? So the plan is for us to marry here. I just want to go to the courthouse, be done with it so that I can then do the paperwork to get him back to the U.S. with me. Because although I can be here for as long as I want to be and come back and forth, I need for him to be able to come and full transparency here. I need for him to be able to come to the U.S. and get his money together so that it's the relationship is making more sense. All right. He is extremely talented in what it is that he does with construction. But if we're going to talk about logic and forget love, right? After all of the money that I had had to put into this relationship, now it's time for us to come back to the U.S. That was the plan from day one. Build up the business, okay? Because I have actually run one construction business, so I know how to run a business in that regard. And he does everything, literally everything, floors, walls, blah blah blah, anything he does it, you name it, right? And so that's always been the plan because my thing is.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Nikki. I'm gonna let Troy talk. And Black Man Travels, I'm getting ready to drop the link, but go ahead, Troy. Go, you got it, brother. Troy, go ahead. Is Troy still there?
I'm here.
Okay, quickly while we're waiting on him.
Go ahead.
Get married here, do the court thing, then 6 months later, or however, well, not 6 months, but however long it takes for us to get to the U.S., we're going to do the big wedding where we bring in the whole family, even family that's outside the country, his family from Venezuela and his Dominican family, and do the big ceremony. Because at that time, we will have saved our money together to pay for that. Because I'm not paying them.
He has 2 kids, right?
Correct.
Oh,
a 5-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Awesome. Troy, go ahead.
Y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you.
Go ahead and talk.
I was just saying, man, I didn't, you know me. I gave up on the whole love thing here. So anybody that's experiencing love, I applaud you. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. But like I was wondering if you were going to be here and dating him, or if you were going to be back home and dating him. And I think that's a great idea to, go back to the States so we can have an opportunity to earn some money in the States. Because as a man, you know, I'm big on roles, right? So like, I feel like I should be taking care of my woman. And I think every man everywhere on this planet feels that way as well. So I think it would be a hiccup in a relationship if you was, you know, you were carrying the brunt of the financial responsibility. It just never works out. Like in my opinion,
And I'm not
it
used to
doesn't
that.
work out often.
There you go.
when
There
the
you go.
woman
Dry
is stressed.
snitching, Troy. You dry snitching. What you mean it ain't gonna work out? My
You
relationship.
the man
I just
radio.
don't. I mean,
You
if
the
the
man
woman,
radio.
is the
I'm not the
breadwinner,
woman.
Yeah.
in the relationship,
I got you. I see what you're saying. Man, Troy breaking up real bad. But go ahead, Nikki.
Troy's saying the man's supposed to take care of the woman radio. So you're doing a good job, radio.
Guys, shut up. Shut up. Can't get right. Your name can't get right.
Here's the deal. Full transparency as usual. I'm the type of person, I could be in this relationship and not be here. I could be there working, and because I love my space, right? I'm very much a big old like a social butterfly. I love to chat and I love to help people. I love to do all that. But at the other side of that, I need my peace. I need my solitude. He is not that way. He needs me here. The entire relationship, it's been, I need you. I need you here. And so when I hear him say that, I said, well, I guess I'll be here, because I put myself in his shoes if I were. And here's the other thing too. Again, keeping it all the way real, because a lot of people say the same thing. Oh, you don't think he's just there to try to get out of his country and this and that? Let me tell you something. If I lived in this country, after living here and seeing how it is and how difficult, I can understand anyone doing that. And if I were in that position, clearly I would try to get out of here too. What I also would do though is find a person who I'm like, yo, I love them for real. That's a double win, bro. That's all there's to it. Double win. Don't just try to find somebody to use, and then you get here, now you got to try to find the person you're really in love with. That type of karma, that's difficult, right? And we have so much fun together. Like, that's my homie. We act a fool. We dance on the beach.
What do you believe about?
Oh my God.
What do you believe about world travelers saying marry him and keeping him in the DR? What do you feel about that?
I think, first of all, I think it's a joke. Like, what?
I think a lot of women. I think men say that to men, but I've never heard a man say that to a woman.
Right. Like, why would I do that? Of course not. Yo, he wants to be in the US. He has a lot of, I mean, when I say a lot, a ton of family in the US, right? And then here, come on, dude, in DR, you're only winning here when you're making the money to win here. When you're living like an average person, it's not a fun place to be. Not for years and years and years. You understand?
Like, hey, shout out to, I'm sorry, Miss Nikki. Black Crypto has a question or a comment for you. Go ahead, Black. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. Hi.
How you doing? Hi. What's up, Troy, Rico, John, Dominican route fan? I have not heard everything that was being said. I kind of came in the middle. I heard she's getting married. I wasn't hearing everything, but she said the family's embracing you, and of course they're gonna embrace you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's potential bread coming in for everybody, yo. And I mean, that's bread. That's serious. I don't know how much you making, but huh?
No, I was Troy over there eating and putting his shades on, but go ahead, Troy retarded. He's crazy. Go ahead. But go ahead, Black Crypto. Go ahead, brother.
I heard the shades.
My boy Troy.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you my new leaf, coach. My new leaf is you gotta let everybody live life, man, and love life. Let them do their thing, man.
I know, but Black Crypto is what you saying is you saying be careful, right, Black Crypto? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not. I'm saying don't even be careful no more, man. Do your thing. That's my new motto.
Okay.
Yeah, wait a minute.
There are no lies told.
Hold up.
There were no lies told about what Black Crypto said. Like, yeah, like absolutely, everyone wins doing it that way.
Where
Where's the
are you
lie?
from?
I'm
Where are
from
you from?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
I'm from
Greensboro.
Greensboro. That's my
You from
people
North
say
Carolina? Oh, you over there with what's her name? Nicole, right? Charlotte? You in
she in
Charlotte?
Greensboro, man. She in
Yeah,
Greensboro.
I lived in Charlotte. Yeah, listen,
Okay.
my name is Tia Nicole Dorsett.
There's
So
another
you might.
sister. There's another sister. She's from North Carolina. She had married a fella. You know, it didn't turn out too well. But what I'm saying is, listen, I'm getting ready to come over there. I'll be there Friday, Punta Cana. Sure.
Okay.
What's up?
Hey.
You know, I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm trying to find a way to get over there because, yo, I fell in love with the people. I stayed at an
Yeah.
Airbnb in Boca Chica. You know, somebody was like, "No, you don't want to stay there. Go to the resort." I said, "You go to the
Oh,
resort,
I
you don't
love
get to
it.
experience." I said, "You don't get to experience the culture. You're in a compound surrounded by walls, and they don't want you to leave. Well, they don't want that money to leave. But anyway." You know, I get it, man. People are suffering over there. The price of everything has gone up in the DR. For any of y'all that ain't been over there, what prices there, prices that was there 2 years ago is not going on today.
That's right. Hey, Troy, go ahead,
How was
Troy.
Now I see that Kai Highlights, I think she had a comment. She said hustling with a DR man hits different than hustling with American man. I was just trying to get some explanation.
Where's
and
that
let me also say that he's half Dominican, half Venezuelan. He was raised in Venezuela. He's lived here in DR for the past 7 years. So culturally, he's a little bit different.
Ain't no difference. As far as I'm concerned, ain't
And,
no difference.
that's fine. And that's fine too.
Oh, shit.
Listen,
I'm okay with
I'm
that too.
gonna tell you something about that paperwork. I know a friend personally put in paperwork for somebody, and man, they were not worth it. They were not
Oh,
worth it. You said
Rico,
you're
what
getting
you got to
this
say?
fella?
No,
Is
Rico
that
was
what you're
about
saying?
to say something.
Well,
Go
I
ahead,
was just
Rico.
gonna say that I was gonna say this that while, like you said, there is a risk anytime you bring somebody from anywhere in Latin America, the Caribbean to the US, of them all of a sudden switching up on you. The risk is, I'm going to say, twice as high if you bring and even from the Philippines and Thailand, same thing. I hear of endless stories of women coming to the US and switching up more so than men, and I'll tell you why. Because men, whether it's in Venezuela, the DR, anywhere throughout Latin America, Philippines, or Thailand, the difference in the relationships is men are first-class citizens in those countries and women are second-class citizens. So women have a greater incentive to leave, because if you was a second-class citizen as a woman in the DR, when you come to the US and you see the equality and that machismo bullshit go out the window, you're quick to tell them, fuck you. And that's the same thing that happens for the Philippines, the Thailand, because ultimately it comes from, and no one wants to talk about it. I'm like, the unemployment rate is higher for women in the DR than men. Women are second-class citizens. They just really are. We see it every day. So even though men may be poor, they're still fucking men. Women are poor and second-class citizens all throughout Latin America, all throughout Asia, all throughout parts of Africa. So when they do,
Israel having a child or children.
So when they do get to come to a Western country, whether it's the US, Canada, England, and they start seeing, oh, there's equality between the sexes, they're more motivated to say, fuck you. It's not to say that the men won't do it, but the men don't have the same level of motivation. So you still got to watch it. But the women, let me finish. The women will come to those countries and will be like, I can go to school, I can get a job, I don't need a fucking man. Because, and then we always say, oh, black women say they don't need a man. I'm like, we as a society said we don't want women dependent on men to fucking live and to survive. They
Go
don't
ahead.
know what that is when they get
I
it. They
I like that, Troy. You said something smart that time, Rico. Troy, go ahead.
So Nikki, I got a question for you, Nikki. So you planning on you're gonna have them come over to the States, hustle up a couple of dollars, buy the villa back in DR, and then move back to DR? Or y'all just gonna like bounce back and forth?
No, so the idea is for us to be here until the paperwork is completed. We're going to get married at the court in the court system, and then once the U.S. approves the paperwork, we'll move to the U.S. Of course, that's with hopes that the marriage works out and that we're still in love and that things were great. I think that the biggest point that many people in this whole chat, or not everybody, but some of the people in the chat are missing is that if it doesn't work out, I'm still dope. I still will have a job.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Don't think like that.
No, but I feel like that's like some of the comments that I just read. It's like, oh, I hope it all works out.
Hold on.
Hold up, Black Crypto.
Go ahead. Black Crypto, hold on 1 second. Troy, go ahead.
Let me finish with the sister. Don't read the comments. Don't have any second thoughts about what's going on with your relationship, and just go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm definitely gonna go ahead and do my thing. Like it's like what I'm saying is that I like for them to know that I'm acknowledging their comments, and also that's fine, and I am absolutely going to do what I want to do. Anybody who knows me knows.
Hold on 1 second. What Troy is saying. You are new to this YouTube world and this live. We get cursed out all the time. People call me stupid and stuff all the time.
So my TikTok. Oh, I'm used to it. But it's like it's comical to me because
Nikki, the reality is most of it is driven from the high rate of failures of men bringing women to the U.S. and getting fucked over. It's not a high rate of women doing it because a lot of women don't even do it. If you sit there and say, fiance visas, it's 10 to 1 men bringing women than women bringing men. So while it does happen to women, it's nowhere close. So when people do, and that's how I look at it, it's like a whole lot of dudes from the Philippines, Thailand, DR, all of Latin America, bringing these women over, and those women get over and be like, fuck you, kick rocks. So they're projecting that, and don't think that Kelvin won't do it. I'm just saying that I think we hear far less men getting to the U.S. and saying kick rocks because at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, American men, we're not wildly that much more successful, especially black men. Kelvin is still going to be considered a man of color in America.
Right.
He ain't going to be no better than me or any other brother. So he better, if he got any goddamn sense, he better keep his ass with you because he ain't going to get nothing any better. But if I was a black man and I brought over a Dominican woman, she'd get in her community and be like, oh, I can find 100 of you Ricos. Kelvin ain't going to find 100 of you. He ain't going to find one more of you in the DR. And he ain't going to find 100 more of you in America. So men coming to America with an American-born wife, they have a smaller pool to say, I can monkey branch from this woman, I can get any woman. No, you can't. Don't work like that because American women are more picky. They're going to be more like, fuck you. But the woman will come over there and all she got to do is open the legs and it's going to be 100 more guys in the U.S. that's going to be ready to sit there and simp for or whatever the case may be. That's why it's worse for men who do it than women. But it doesn't mean you can't get got. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And we had that conversation yesterday too, by the way, about when he is in America, how he'll be viewed if he were to be pulled over by the police. We just had that conversation.
He gonna be black in America. I don't care how light skinned his ass is.
Well, I was glad that he accepted it the way that he did because I thought he was gonna be like, what? But he was like, I understand.
Don't he got green eyes or hazel eyes or something like that?
Who?
Your husband, your fiance.
Oh yeah, he has light brown eyes. Yes.
Okay,
John,
Rico,
a whole
can I
lot of
say
green-eyed
something?
niggas are locked up.
Can I
What?
say something?
Go
Listen,
ahead, Black Crypto. Go ahead, brother.
I live on the West Coast. In this area here, from Seattle, from Seattle, actually from Vancouver, BC, down to San Diego, it's nothing. You got a shitload of Filipinos. I've been told serious stories. I used to work as a contractor for the U.S. Post Office, and a lady, this lady from Hawaii, let me know because I seen all these Filipino. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a building right across the river from me at behind PDX Portland International Airport where they sort the mail for this area. It's nothing but Vietnamese, Chinese, and you don't see no American born citizens in there. Literally, you see maybe a brother here, a couple of white folks, but they are running that show. I said, yo, where these people came from? And she told me, she said a lot of the women were married to American men. She said the second they got their green card, kick rocks, nigga. I don't need you no more.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But I want
Let me say this because we on a time limit, and I'm gonna bring Black Man Travels up because I'm gonna let him ask a couple questions. Hey man, thank you
let me
so
finish.
much. Go ahead. Go real quick. Go ahead.
I would suggest to you to please give it some time. Don't be in such a rush to bring him over here. I would say 2-year limit, man, to see where his mind is at. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Ask what was the sister's name from North Carolina? Ask her. She can inform you more than anybody else. I'm telling you.
Black Crypto's my boy now, but I disagree with him. I'm rolling with you. If you can ship him out tomorrow and bring him with you.
Shit.
I mean,
Can I recommend something?
All right,
10
Black
years.
Crypto, I gotta take you down, Black Crypto. I'm gonna holler at you later, brother.
All right. Hey, thank you for allowing me to be part of your platform, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've been engaged with my fiance for about a year, but we've been together for 8 years. She's in Dominican Republic. I'm Haitian. I'm a Zoe, so I speak Creole and Spanish, but I was raised in Miami. One of the things that I did differently, my girl was able to get a tourist visa. So she came down to Miami for 90 days. And during those 90 days, we literally got the time, like the opportunity to actually live with each other. And while living with each other, I took her to New York, took her to Washington Heights. I showed her where all the Dominican lives. Her first thing was like, yo, I'm not trying to live like that. It's just like, yo, because she realized like, hey, because my girl, she has a degree in education in Dominican Republic. She's very smart, very savvy. And again, I took it slow. We've been together for 8 years now, but last year I decided, you know what, this is the one that I want to be with. After 7 years, I proposed. So we're engaged. The family never, ever, ever asked me for anything. So this whole notion about, hey, they're gonna ask you, got to take care of the family, that's not true. She's coming from a strong family, right. Mom and dad. It's not true. And again, I'm Haitian, guys. I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian, Zoe, para Creole, but yo soy hablé español poquito también. So I speak both languages.
But Zoe, can you be honest though that that's not the experience? I'm not saying I know that that's not your experience, so I absolutely believe you. But there are plenty of guys that's going over there. So I try to talk.
I agree. I agree. So I want to
going over there, and
I want to chime in on that.
Having the support, and because the bottom line is they don't go over there and they don't make authentic relationships.
Thank you. And that's why I want to chime in on that. I want to chime on that. Like
I'll just say this: they're looking for easy bake. They go over there and they basically get sucked up by people working the game because they over there looking for easy guys who don't really qualify for what they got, and then they get played by everybody. That's the majority, not all, but the majority. Go ahead.
But at the same time, there is a small percentage of men and women who do develop that authentic, organic relationship. And the thing is, these are the ones that are not getting the spotlight. The ones that get the spotlights are the failed relationships. So my girl, I went to her graduation. I went to her college graduation. And to see her growth, I invested it. That I told her straight up, listen, if you're gonna come to the States, you got to get your English up. So I paid for English classes, and the English class was $100 like a semester. She did it for 3 years. Now her English is on point. Like if you were to speak to her, you think that she lives somewhere in the States. You'll say English is on point. We created a relationship where it was based on just being authentic with each other. What you're, setting the level of expectations. Like, listen, I told her straight up, when you come here to Atlanta, Georgia, you going to school, and she already know what school she's going to. Like, she's going to Georgia. She's going to do a certification in like some type of medical field. Regardless, she's gonna do that for the first year. And then after that, it's just like, listen, I expect her to work. I expect her to take care of her own situation. I'm not taking care of her family. I made it clear. Now, granted, if I come and visit, I put a little money in the pocket, in the dad's pocket. I put a little money in the mom's pocket. I bring gifts, I bring clothes, whatever. That's what I do. But because again, I'm from Haiti. I understand my role, my responsibilities. But at the same time, I have no worries, man. This girl is loyal to the T to me. Loyal to the T. And the fact that she's willing to come down to the States and like, hey, make something happen. I already got something planned out for her.
Can I ask you another question, Zoe? So
yeah.
Can I interject really quickly?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, I do not have children. I'm sorry. I tried to comment to you, but I'm not signed in, so I couldn't comment to you. So Nia, no, I do not have any children. Thank you, Rico.
Okay, no problem. And that was actually the question I was going to ask you, Zoe. Was okay. So I don't know. Do you have children or not?
Yes, I do. I do. I have a 20-year-old defensive tackle at the University of Georgia, and I have 11-year-old.
Okay, all right. So one of your kids is grown.
Real quick,
yeah.
Tell everybody your YouTube channel, real quick, brother, because I have.
Black Man Travels. I'm already saying.
Yeah. I mean, now, granted, there are two groups. There's BMT group. I'm not that. I'm Black Man Travels. And again, I've been to 45 countries. I've been traveling to the Dominican Republic since 2012. I just got back from Cuba. I was in Cuba out there for about 5 days. Mm-hmm. And I do have a website called blackmantravels.com, and it basically gives guys tips and tricks on how to travel based on health.
I've seen your channel. I just told everybody.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room, and I'm going to sit here. I'm gonna press you a little bit, Zoe. Right?
All right, no, I'm open to it. I'm open to it, man.
I'm sub to your channel, believe it or not, and I know the difference between Black Man Travels with the S and BMT.
Yeah.
So let me be clear with you, right? Because I haven't seen it. Because my brother here is one of them motherfuckers, and I'm cussing his ass out. Passport, bro?
No, I'm not.
John, shut up, because we know you passport, bro.
No, I'm not. Okay, here's the thing. I would never. To be honest, it's an insult to be called a passport, bro.
Thank you. And the only reason I said is
my resume, my experience, 45 countries deep, been traveling for over 20 years. I don't need a hashtag. I don't travel for women. I travel for the experience. And I actually develop relationships out there. I'm not pushing a fake agenda.
I have a quick question for you before we bring my brother Carl up.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
What do you feel? What do you feel about my channel? Do you think I'm a passport, bro?
No, you're not. You're not. You're not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
To be honest, like your content. Look, your content is so organic and so authentic. It's just like you give, like you show what Dominican Republic is, and the fact that the shit that you like is so grassrooted. You far from a passport, bro. If you consider yourself a passport, bro, shame on you.
Good.
I want to hear myself. Rico just like to talk.
I wanted to hear this because I'm fighting with him about this all the time. Because he and here's the thing, though, right? Now,
Rico supports me.
Full transparency. I be over there with Peso man, flaming them motherfuckers up every chance
Yeah.
But the reality is, while he may not be righteous about everything, he's righteous about enough shit. Because I think what Passport Bro do is. I swear to God, I watched the Passport Bro and I sent it to Coach and Troy today. I'm like, did he just let this motherfucker woman spit on him?
Oh my God.
He spit on him. I'm not making this shit up. And
Please send it to me. I need to do a TikTok.
When the fuck did we start to accept? Oh, well, that's their culture. I'm like, spitting. That bitch would be missing some teeth. I'm sorry. I don't know nowhere on the globe where it's acceptable for someone to spit on someone and you say it's a fucking joke. When someone spit on you, you're the lowest form. But what I only say this, and we're not gonna make this a passport bro conversation, is that, you know, and I battled with Razor Rays and shit. You know, he did all the little bullshit. I was like, I'm cool with it. But again, I stand in my truth. I'll be in the DR next week. Me, John, you gonna see us link up partying like a motherfucker. I'm Punta Cana guy. I don't do all that. I don't do that Sasua shit. I'm not up there in whore capital because I don't need that shit. What I'm saying is, I'm in Santo Domingo.
I'll tell you this. In Dominican Republic,
where people got money.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have land in Dominican Republic. I have a rental car business in Dominican Republic, and
I love it.
And also too, I have really great relationships out there in Dominican Republic. I'm outside of Cabarete, so I'm towards. Well, just to give you guys a point of reference, I'm in Gasper.
I saw your condo.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm actually in Gasper Hernandez. So I'm about like an hour outside of Sasua. And I love it out there, man. I love it out there. And again, I'm Haitian, guys. This whole nation, Dominican hate Haitians, that's all bullshit. I see Dominicans, Haitians getting married. I see Dominican Haitians having kids. So, man, all this false bullshit that you hear out there, man, fuck all that, man.
I get comments from Americans, man, saying that you don't need to be sitting down having lunch and dinner with Haitians. And, man, I think it's American Dominicans that's talking like that.
It's both, John.
It's both. It's both.
And here's the real deal, right? Because like I just went and flamed off on some of his subs the other day. I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm gonna come over there and break bread with whoever the fuck I want. Y'all not gonna tell me that I can't, because this is what I always tell them is this. I said, then you make this shit make sense to me. If y'all so mad at Haiti for what they invaded you 200 years ago, because the Haitian War was over in 1844. In case you motherfuckers ain't learned, you won. You won and it's over. Why you ain't got that smoke for America that invaded your ass in 1965 when the 82nd Airborne dropped down and killed 3,000 of you motherfuckers?
And took their gold.
Miss me with this bullshit y'all are always doing.
Gold. That's right.
They took their gold.
In 1965, the U.S. government invaded and took over every fucking.
All right, hey, we gonna get back. Hey, we gonna get back on topic, Rico. No, I agree with you. We're gonna get back on topic, but I'm gonna let.
Well, I mean, okay, I want to say this. I want to say this.
Let me say this because I've been waiting. My boy Carl been waiting patiently. 1 second, real quick, brother. Carl is speaking. He's gonna be singing in my wedding. So this is the guy that's gonna be singing in my wedding. Shout out to you, Carl. Hey,
we need a sample, Carl. Let me hear. Go. I'm sorry.
You don't have to. Shut up. I'm Michael Jackson.
If not, I'll do it. Always and forever.
Oh no! Stop!
Shut up, Rico.
That is okay. All right.
Go ahead, Carl. Go, Carl.
Love
you got it.
Your own special way.
Feel all my heart.
Shut up, Rico. Shut up.
Now, Rico, you asked the man to sing, and then you won't shut the hell up.
Hey, Carl, I'll be your backup singer.
Back your ass way back. But go ahead, Carl. Go ahead, brother. You got the floor, bro.
You're talking about back, as they say in Louisiana now, Florida.
Yeah, just want to say hello to everybody in the chat.
You had a comment on what?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to congratulations on your engagement and everything. And I can say this, you know, just what everybody's saying on the panel. Of course, you know, I'm sure you've been and you're doing and you know him pretty well, and you're comfortable with him. Everything is good, and I'm the same way too. Because I mean, I've been in my relationship for 4 years with a Dominican, and we're engaged, and we're doing great. And it's just all despite everything what everybody says. You know, again, you just take your time to know that individual, vet them very well, And as long as you know, hey, you're good, you both on the same boss, man, that's what's all that matters, because there's a lot of negative content out there. People saying about this and that, about Dominicans and so forth, but it's not true with all of them. Yes, Rico, you're so right. So Sua, absolutely. Stay the hell away from that place.
Yeah.
You'll never see it. But man, you
100%.
find good Dominican men and women there in Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, Jacoba, all many places, man. They're there. It's not all of them are not bad. All of them are able to get you money. None of that. You know, my girl's got her own business. You know, her mom or sister lives in New York, and she runs a salon down in the Dominican Republic. And she don't come at me for this or that. You know, of course I help her when I can, but our relationship is good. We have a good, solid relationship, and I took my time with it. I vetted her very well, and we're on the same page with our goals. And
what made you? Because I met your fiance. I met your fiance. What made you like say, okay, this is the one? Because I know, you know, you could have had a lot of different options, and you got women in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
What made you say, hey, this is the one right here, brother?
Man, it's just, again, by her action, by her deeds, by observing her, how she carries herself as a woman. Because I've seen her in every aspect of her life. I mean, we video chat, call every day, morning, noon, and night. That's every day. And then, of course, when I come down, I go see her, you know, visit her, and we spend that quality time. But it's just the way she carries herself, and she's a person who has a genuine heart. You know, she's not here trying to rake coals over me, get this and that from me. None of that. She's happy whether we're living in Dominican Republic or we're living here in America. It does not matter to her. She's looking, you know, for love, like I'm looking for love. We want true love. And that's what it's all about, man.
Well, it's not like you found it.
Because that person loves
you guys have found it now,
exactly.
right?
Let me say this. And Black Man Travels, please come back and hit the channel, hit the link again. But I did want to say this is again, and Carl, that you are spot on, because I think it's like I don't have no concept. I would tell any man or woman that if you go to a country, like bottom line is, we know we're from America or Canada or Europe or the UK. You know, socioeconomically, we're on a higher scale. So if you go to a place on a lower scale, and it doesn't have to be the DR or Latin America, if you go to fucking Africa, you're still at the top. If you go to Asia, you're still at the top. It's insane for you to think that you're not going to have to be the provider. I go a step further. This is 2023. I met my wife in, what's 12 years ago? 20, what? What's 12? I suck at math. 12 from 23.
2023, 2010?
Yeah.
Okay. I met my wife. Yeah. I met my wife in 2010 or 2011. My wife ain't paid a fucking bill since she met me. Since the day she met me, she hasn't paid a bill. I'm in America. My wife is American. Period. That concept of a man providing for a woman is universal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that. So when motherfucker go, oh, you got to pay. Like, yeah, motherfucker, you going to pay the bill. I pay the bill here. But what I'm saying is it's how it is. It's not the question that like you are the breadwinner. You are. So I always, and like coach will laugh at me. Oh, Rico, I said, but by the same token, I also know too, like me and coach had the conversation several times, I was like, if all of a sudden I could no longer provide that as being a provider, I would not necessarily believe that my wife is going to stay with me long term, nor should she. Because that's the same concept that I tell my daughters is that if that man comes into your life and he wants you to be his wife, his woman, subservient, he got to fucking pay. I don't want to hear this bullshit.
I do have a question for you, though.
Oh, hey, real quick, Nikki, I'm gonna let you talk because I agree with Mark Williams. Thank you for the super chat. Please, Rico, clamp those pipes. So
You a hater. That's why you hate mother.
It's all you, sister. Go
Well,
ahead.
I got your backup. I'm the backup, and I know some moves too.
Quick question, Rico. Before you met your wife, did you have a preference, or did it just happen to be that when you met her, that you're like, oh, I really like this lady? Did you have a preference?
Yes,
And I really enjoy
yes,
having conversations about preferences because
yes.
for
I had a
me,
preference. You want to know what my preference was? Pussy.
Okay.
My preference was pussy. It just was.
Now you know I'm asking. I'm asking culturally or like.
Right. No, my preference was pussy. My preference was who was going to fuck me. I don't mean to sound crude. I've been married 3 times. This is my 3rd marriage. The first wife was African American. The second wife was African American. The 3rd wife is Salvadorian. When I met my 3rd wife, I was fucking everything that moved. I had a Puerto Rican girlfriend, a white, and then of course when I met my wife, I got rid of all of them. But even before, and me and Coach have this in common.
What the hell we got in common?
I'm going to tell you, Radio, for a number of years before I met my wife, I was in the lifestyle like Radio was. And you know what the lifestyle was. Okay. So all I'm sitting there saying is I was sexually active and if it moved, as long as it wasn't a man, I didn't care about sizes. I didn't care about none of that. All I cared about was my personal pleasure. And then the thing is, I grew up in a space where I was accepting of women of all different types. So, you know, my mama was big, my sister was big, so I love big women. There was no thing like, oh, she's a BBW. I'm like, fuck you, that's good eating. Them sexy women. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Because because you know, as a black woman from North Carolina, knock it off.
Yeah. Listen. I'm with you. Absolutely. Like Southern. Yeah, big girl. Of course.
I don't play like the rest of these guys. Oh, I can't get the fuck out of it. Because what they do is they say this, but later on that night, they sneak around the corner getting in Big Shirley's house.
Absolutely.
So I'm not ashamed of this. It's bullshit because I'm like, that's your mama's, your sister. These are the women that raised us. I'm the motherfucking man I am because of robust, full-breasted black women, and you ain't gonna shit on my people. Fuck that.
See, I need more of this because when earlier you were talking about the passport bro thing, and what I'm seeing that is across the board a lot of times with the passport bros is that they talk so much shit about black women as if their mama and their sister and whoever else raised them is a black. And for me, I don't even care about even any of that. But I do agree with you. But my thing is, like, for example, Kodak Black, he talks shit about dark-skinned black women. And it's like, sir, what's your mama look like? Like, yo, cut it out, bro.
But
that's
Nikki,
why I always uplift dark skin.
Hold on.
I love all colors, but
yes,
I always
absolutely.
uplift
all brown. Like, come on, dude.
Nikki, this is what make it work. And Carl, you know, up in Sasua, 80% of the niggas that get off the plane is overweight. Like, how the fuck y'all talking about fat women when you motherfuckers?
That's what I'm saying. Like, make it make sense, bro.
Fucking pounds, and you sitting there
exactly.
And here's the thing. One of the things that I talk about on my TikTok.
Bigger than you.
On point, Rico. On point.
One of the things that I talk about on my TikTok is the fact that you stupid. One of the things that I talk about on my TikTok is the fact that, yeah, I do have a preference. I have had a thing for Dominican men now for like 14, 15 years. And within the 14, 15 years, I've still gone out with black men as well. Not only that, I find black men to be just as sexy, just as attractive as Dominican men. I would never say, my father was a very sexy man. Okay, let's be clear about that. I would never say, oh, Dominican men are so much sexier than black men. That would then say that me as a black woman, that I'm not sexy. And I would never say that because I absolutely believe that I'm sexy. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for me, when people get to talking about preferences, what I don't like is when they say ignorant things as to why someone's better and weird stuff like that. I can't stand it. But for me, I like the culture. Like,
if you want to know the
and
perfect,
I love my culture too. So,
Nikki,
you know,
if you want to know the perfect example,
Yeah,
and I tell
culture's
everybody
great.
all the time, I've been married 3 times. My first wife, African American, did not listen to me, spent all my fucking money. My second wife, African American, did not listen to me, spent all my money. My third wife, Salvadoran American, does not listen to me, spend all my money. Ain't none of you motherfuckers no different. There is
you are so silly.
I know I am being honest to God, factually true. My wife don't pay no bitch. She be like, you the
Telling
man.
the truth.
You're like, literally, just, I was like, you know, and other than the fact that I know she's not black, I be like, damn, I married another sister. What fucking
Yeah.
difference is
I mean,
there's
let
literally.
me say
zero
this.
fucking
First time
difference.
we picked up Rico's wife at the airport, and I
She
said,
was
"Hey,
black.
Rico, I'm going to church next week." And you know what his wife said? You need to take his ass with you.
I bet she did.
If there's one person,
Go.
let me tell you, if there's
Take
one
'em.
person I'm afraid of, is her. With her white presenting at, but I'm telling you, she don't play. It's her and my mother was like this before my mother, and it was just like, I was like, you two motherfuckers are the same. Short and mean and don't play. And again, like I said, they're distinctly different than Dominicans and other Latinos, but she just mean and don't take no shit. She's like, you said you was gonna do this, and goddamn you better, and just stay on my ass. And I tell everybody that she's the best thing that ever happened to me, because when people don't realize, I was like, I'm always at my worst when I'm single. So when I was single,
Okay.
I was
Wow.
in fucking terror.
I see.
So that's why I've been married 3 times, because being married, I'm alive today because I'm married. If I hadn't met my wife 12 years ago, I'd probably be dead. Cause I just do reckless shit. I'm a man. I'm out there. I'm gonna be partying. I'd have probably been in Colombia, and they just scoped me and somebody the other day and killed her.
You don't
That would have
have
been
no,
my black ass.
I know, Rico, but you don't have no business telling my business that people show people that I was a swinger back in the day. That was way back in the day. Why
You
bring my old
was.
shit up?
Oh my God.
You was just like I was.
Hey, if anybody out there got dirt on Rico, please call me at 225-409-8806.
And you know what? Here's the crazy part about it is, there's a few videos of me out there. I pray to God they don't surface. There's some videos of me out there.
Rico. We're gonna find him, Rico.
We're gonna find him. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, brother. Carl, you got any other Nikki is the front runner. We so glad we have her on here. But you got any comments or questions for Nikki? Go ahead, Nikki.
I just want to say 2 things really quickly. One, this person's title of CPT is asking, am I in DR now? I am in DR now. I'm in Santo Domingo Este. I will be here for months. And then the other one I wanted to double back on, someone had mentioned that they don't see that Black women are being attacked. It's more so American women as a whole. I don't know what world they're living in.
Black women. It's
but
black
right
women.
now, Black women.
It's
Black women are very much being attacked. So let's not even.
Women. They trying to mix it up. They talking about black women. Don't entertain that shit. That's some fuck nigga shit they want to say to make it seem like, because we know they ain't talking about white women. They ain't talking about fucking Latino women, and they ain't talking about Asian women. They talking about black women.
No, and specifically, like Sukihana, like don't even get me started, bro. Let's not even go there.
Rihanna, Lizzo, Sierra, what are all those black women? They ain't. I'm like, name one white bitch y'all talked about.
Right.
It's crazy. It is so crazy how we are so under attack so often, and it's like, bro, if y'all don't like us, why are we?
You gonna leave my?
That's a whole other topic for a whole other day. And I love everybody, and I love, yeah. So yeah, go ahead with your next question. I'm sorry.
You leave my sisters alone? Because my mama black, my sister black, my daughter black. I got about 8, 9 black granddaughters, and until I close my motherfucking eyes, I'm riding and killing for them. The end. Leave them the fuck alone. If you don't want to be bothered, take your funky ass on wherever you want to go and get tricked, you ignorant motherfucker. But you don't need to. I'm in an interracial relationship, but I've never felt the need to shit on the women that I came from.
That's what I'm saying, and all four of us are. All four of us are. Which is why this relationship
real quick. Everybody saw Carl's wife in the Dominican Republic. World Traveler says, Carl, your wife is beautiful. Man, your wife is very nice.
And Carl, you're winning. And you're winning. So because you're winning, there's no reason for you to shit on women who look like Nikki or your mama or nobody else. You're winning, period.
That's right.
Exactly. There you go.
Title of CBT is correct.
Man.
You're
No
right.
complaints.
Not on the Black women. That's true. I was gonna say though, when you get here, Rico, I hope we get together for some drinks in Santo Domingo Este, because I'm with the shits.
Nah. You got to come to Norte. Este is the hood.
Okay, I'll go to Norte.
Okay.
No. See, that's the thing about Rico.
Hey,
Rico
Nikki, I'm
real.
bougie.
Rico real uppity. He talked bad about my house.
Zono Colonial. I'm bougie.
He don't even want to come to my house because he wanted them uppity Negroes.
Listen, all I know is it's gonna be like one of my favorite YouTubers says, a stone cold groove. Okay, shout out to Rocks.
All right.
Look, Nikki, you want to know the truth? I can come by myself. The missus ain't coming. The missus be like, where in the fuck you got me at? No,
they both uppity. They both uppity.
I'm like one of the guys, dude. It doesn't matter to me. Like, let's just get together, have some drinks, smoke some cigars, have a good time. That's all I'm saying. I'm down for it. And cheers to all of us.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get together because I'm there next week for a week after for my birthday. Then I'll be back in November. And
are you Leo?
And Coach saw we did, which I ain't doing that bullshit again because it was a fucking way too much money and wasn't worth it. New Year's Eve we did the Coco Bongo shit. So they have the one thing.
Are you a Leo, Rico?
Huh?
Are you a Leo?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, good Lord. When's your birthday? What day?
August 25.
Okay. My fiance is also a Virgo. He is 9/11, so wow.
Right.
Hey,
real quick, let's get to these questions real quick. King George says, so if you hate black women so much, why are they dating women in Africa and black women in Latin America?
Who is he asking that to? Because nobody up here hates black women.
Who here hates black women?
No, I don't know, but I was that's what I was wondering. I didn't hear nobody that said they hate black women, because I definitely don't. All right, so
anyway. Go back to Tithe CPT. Since you wanted to do this shit, go back. Okay, and again, let me say this first and foremost. Okay, and I told you, radio, stop reading these goddamn chats without a super chat. They better start putting some money on this shit. But we're gonna read it anyway.
All right, go ahead.
My guy, Rico is a pimp, and I am here for it. Oh my God!
Let me say, guess who I'm pimping?
Go ahead, Rico. Answer the question.
No, I'm pimping for them babies in Boca Chica. Because
I love them.
Need it. So fuck this shit. If we have
to answer
this shit, I want some corners. So at the end of the day, y'all see Coach out there with the basketball court and all the shit he's doing. So let's contribute. I ain't asking this stupid shit, and y'all don't want to contribute. This shit.
I'm with you.
So
shout out to Carl. Thank you.
I don't need it, but they do. I don't need your fucking money. Those kids.
Read the question. Read the question, Negro.
So the question is, your brother with passport and most of my sisters are dropping the ball on relationships. That's a pretty vague question. I call bullshit on it. I don't know what you mean by dropping the ball, but you got your passport. If you got your passport and you going overseas and you are enjoying the pleasures of women of other countries, enjoy. And don't worry about what the sisters, because if the sisters are dropping the ball and you got your passport and you going somewhere else, then they not your problem no more.
Right. You're not even worried about it.
Because you picked up and you left. So why worry about where you left from?
Go ahead, Nikki. Right. Go ahead, Nikki.
I was gonna say I'm the sister, right? Because I'm we're talking about black women, right? that we're dropping the ball. I think that in 2023, the ball is being dropped in certain situations because people don't know how to have healthy relationships. People don't know how to have honest conversations without getting crazy. Like, if I tell you how I feel, and I'm not saying you make me feel crazy, if I say to you, I feel a little disconnected from you when we talk about blah 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 blah, right? It's the way that we're communicating. And although I'm saying in 2023, I feel like we are learning how to communicate better for those who want to do that, for those who have growth and who have matured, and those who actually want a relationship that makes sense. But for those who are like initially don't even want that, for those who want to continue to play games and cheat and do all the things that are deceitful, things are not going to go the way that you want them to go when you're already starting it off wrong. And I've had this conversation with my fiance.
That's right.
Things were not going the way that they should have been. My question was, well, what are you doing wrong, sir? And
Thank
guess
you
what
so much.
answer I got? What he was doing wrong. And what he was doing that was deceitful. Okay, so we have to have real conversations. Either you want it or you don't. And if you want it, cool, because I want it too. And if you don't, I'm okay with that too. And I still have value. And that is another one thing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I told you guys on the off-page conversation that we had, I have value with or without this gentleman, right? And as I mentioned before, I would have more value even without him because of the money that I make and what it is that I do and the value that I bring to myself. I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking for anyone to validate me. I validate myself, right? And that is what I feel like is lacking in community right now, that people don't have their own validation and that they're looking for everyone to say, oh, yes, ma'am, and yes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's what I just did a video on. Hey, Kendrick says, I just got here late, but how did you learn, young lady, learn how to speak English so well? That's a great question, Kendrick.
Kendrick, he looks like my Facebook friend. I don't know if that's him or not, but as the guys know, we had a conversation offline, which was in the very beginning, about 15 years ago. I was working at a Sprint store, and I decided that I wanted to learn how to speak Spanish because I wasn't making the same amount of money as my colleagues were making. And so I started asking them, "Cómo se dice?" And I had a lot of people, customers pass me by because I didn't speak Spanish at the time. And so after I started to invest in the language 6 months later, those same people that skipped over me only dealt with me because they saw that, wow, she really cares. Like she really did this. And it was crazy because we're able to be like, yo, can you imagine we're talking right now? This is insane. And they're like, how did you learn so fast? I am one of the most determined people that you'll ever meet. Like when I say that I want something, I want it. I'm going to conquer it and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And so that's how that happened. So it started from that. Then I started dating guys. Then I started going to the clubs. Then I immersed myself completely. And I only had friends who only spoke Spanish because I didn't have any other choice but to try to understand what they were saying. So there's a lot more to that that I could break down for you. But just to kind of give you a tidbit of how that happened. That's how that happened.
Right. Thank you so much. Hey, shout out to plug the Majoa. Plug on Majoa. Thank you so much.
Hey, folks, hit the Cash App. Stop bullshitting. We got babies that need help on the program.
Right. I know it, bro.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Plug on Mujaro. Plug on Mujaro. Brother, we love your support. Well, I want you to say is that I want you to understand is like that $4.99. You only gave us $2.
He's probably going to do both though, Rico. This is the way that you're going to read his comment. Remember that too. Remember you said you're going to read the comments that are the paid comments. So maybe we'll do that.
Let me say this. So plug on Mujaro. You gave $4.99. However, you only gave $2.
We already told them that. All right, but listen, some people
we may not know radio.
All right, but some people like their stuff to come up. Carl sends the
that would be me. I'm a Leo. I love that. I want that recognition. So you're right, Coach. Yeah.
Y'all
Come
like
on,
super
Rico.
Thank
So
you,
let me say,
Nikki.
y'all like
So, hey, if everybody wants to keep sending cash apps and super chats, keep sending super chats. Don't listen to Rico. Can't get right ass because he don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just telling you. I'm just
$5,
telling you.
$5, $3. Shut up.
Let me explain to you. When you
No,
let
me explain. Stop. $5 is better than $0. So thank you so much.
But you
for
ain't
the
getting $5 radio. You getting $2.50 with your slow
That's
ass.
what I'm saying. $10.
But then wait a minute. So Rico, when then does he read the comment then? When how does he know when to read the comment?
I'm trying to tell you.
He's special needs. He's special needs.
No,
He's special needs.
no. Nikki, let me tell you about
Yes.
radio. This is what radio can connect, right?
No, answer my question. When does he know when to read the comment then? Rico?
I still got a super chat. I still got a super chat I need to read. I still
Okay.
Retarded ass.
Okay, Nikki, let me tell you where, right? So this gentleman right here, Pugamoon Hado, right? If he had sat there and sent that $5 cash app, which would have been instantaneous to radio with his slow ass, and then when radio would have looked down in the chat and seen his comment, he would have pulled it up nonetheless. He didn't need the super. All the super chat does is say, hey, this nigga gave you money. His cash app will tell him the same thing if his slow ass can keep up.
No, if your slow ass understands nothing, zero.
So you want no super chat? But you got to remember too, Rico, when he's getting the super chat, YouTube is giving him more. It's putting him out there more too. It all comes together. The algorithm. Yes, Rico, you're my guy.
So you believe?
But you're wrong, bud.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So
can't get right. His name can't get right. Can't get right. Go ahead. Can't get right. Can't get right.
So if in fact, okay, hold on. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna correct myself. So if in fact you're telling me, Nikki, that super chat push you more, no, seriously, because I don't know much about super chat. If super chat push you more in the algorithm, then we should be begging for more super chat, even though we're only getting half the fucking money.
Sir, correct. But here's the deal. When that happens and we're getting more super chats, then they'll pay more for those super chats. And not only that, we will then direct them to also do a cash app. So maybe half and half or something. I don't know.
Okay, so Nikki, so if I super chat you $500, what are you getting?
Okay, that's a good question.
All right, so
radio. Shut up, radio. Go ahead, Nikki. I just super chatted you $500. What are you getting?
I think you get half. But see, that's the thing. That's a conversation that he's gonna have. He's gonna say, "Yo, send me this amount or less or something."
Radio, be quiet. But you understand?
Hey, everybody, real quick. Everybody, if y'all want to send super chats, y'all keep sending those super chats.
Radio, be quiet. If I cash app you $500, you got $250.
I can do whatever I want to. It don't matter. Thank you so much.
But Rico, you rich already though. You know, Rico, you're rich and bougie already. So like, we don't even have to work.
Okay.
My channel. All right, time out.
Everybody.
Hey, Pug, thank you so much for the super chat, the $4.99.
Thank you, Carl. I'm right and fuck them. Go ahead.
It's not about.
Look, and didn't I tell you I'm sweet and I'm spicy? I had to give it a little bit to your little ass, Rico. I love you.
Let me read.
You got that Bobby? Oh yeah.
Put it out.
Let me read the super chat real quick, y'all. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation. The $4.99. It is not just Black women. It is a Western problem. I am getting married in October. Congratulations, brother, to a Dominican woman and moving out to the DR in January and February. Thank you so much for the super chat. And people get a chance to talk about their for us to give them their answers and their questions. So thank you so much. If y'all want to keep sending super chats, Don't think about can't get right. Y'all can send those super chats. Thank you so much.
Fuck this shit. I'm twerking next Sunday. I want all cash apps. I don't want no fucking super chats. Okay.
Oh,
and I'm right with this. Twerk.
Real quick.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, we just got a cash app. We just got a cash app from Title CPT. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Look, with all sincerity, again, we're sitting here, we're making fun, but I am being dead serious, and they're fighting with me about it. That what I'm saying is the Cash App does sit there and ensure that more of your donations is received over the super chats and everything else. That's all I'm saying. Y'all can fight me all they want. But fuck that, I'm right, they wrong. The end.
Rico, I want you to be alive as serious, all right? Because if you're dead, then we can't enjoy it, right? So be alive as serious. You understand?
Wait a minute, say again? How you confuse me?
I said I want you to be alive serious. I don't want you to be dead serious. Be alive serious.
Okay, good job.
Listen, that's what this book is all about. You see this book right here? Trust your dopeness. That's the one.
Awesome. Hey, let me tell everybody. King George. Hey, Rico, hold on 1 second. Time out, Rico. Let me let everybody know the channel is growing, and I appreciate everybody that's on here. But I'm averaging from $200 to $300 on the commercials, and hey, I'm happy. I remember I was bringing in $75, $100. So I'm averaging from the commercials about $200 to $300 every single month. So thank y'all so much for watching those commercials, and thank you so much. The channel is growing. Yeah, YouTube is not an easy thing. People think it's easy. I know some friends that only have about 400 subscribers, and they've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. So it's not an easy thing. So thank you, Carl. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Rico. Thank you, everybody.
Let me pay for these goddamn cash apps. Hey, Quan, fuck you. I'm Tito, and Coach is Latoya. He ain't Michael. He Latoya. He that little sassy little sister in the background who got no fucking talent. I'm Tito playing the drums, and Coach is Latoya like,
Quan, you know who the boss man is. Quan, you know who the boss man is. You know who the boss man is.
Yeah, he ain't no goddamn Michael. Hey guys, I want to say something.
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead, Carl. You got the floor.
You got the floor? Okay. All I want to say, man, hey, I enjoyed it because it's about time we go catch 90-Day Fiance. Nikki, if you're on that show, I'll be looking out for you and your fiance. I'm looking out for you guys. I'm going to be watching it. Okay.
Thank you for Nikki, that.
I wish you well. I wish you well. You and your fiance, pray that things work out very well for you guys, man. Do the thing. You know, hey,
I gotta follow you. Thank you, bro.
Love and blessings. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. You're gonna see Carl a lot because Carl is always with me in the Dominican Republic, so you're gonna see Carl a lot.
Yes.
I like this guy. Your family. I love it. I love it. Good meeting you.
All right. There we go. Okay.
See you later. Okay, so yeah, it's just us three. So, sister, tell us a little bit more about your relationship and what makes. Were you in a relationship before? Were you in a serious relationship before?
So, my relationship before this relationship was actually pretty serious. And that gentleman is Dominican. Shout outs to Manny Salom. He actually moved back here. He was born here and he left here when he was like 17. And then he moved over to the US. And yeah, he and I dated for about 2 years. And we thought we were going to get married, but then it was like, oh, we got some different stuff going on. And to this day, we're still so cool. Like he invited me and my fiance to visit with him in Las Arenas. Now, understand, he's like a web developer. So he makes fantastic money living in Las Arenas or La Samana. I don't know. He's lived in great places over here. And it's going to be quite funny if he sees this recording, but he knows me. He knows I keep it real. I'm honest about everything. I'm very transparent. But like I said, to this day, we're still super, super cool. But yeah, we were together for 2 years, and there at the end, I was just like, man, you're a little too cold for me. You know, I need you to be a little more sweet. And he was like, nope. And I was like, oh, all right, it's not gonna work then. Love you. Take care. And I mean, it literally was like the most cordial breakup of my entire life. And I knew that it was that way because of the fact that we both are very logical humans. Like now,
let me
it took
ask
me
you.
some time to get there to being
Gotcha.
logical, but
Right. Let me ask you this: Have you ever dated a guy like outside your? I mean, Dominican guy. Have you ever dated a white or any other guy besides a black guy? Just in your whole life.
absolutely. I have dated Indian, and I've gotten the clearance to say red dot or feather. I've gotten that clearance from both sides of Indians because I was like, "Is it okay?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I've dated both red dot and feather Indians. I've dated a Japanese, half Chinese, half Japanese, a guy who's half Filipino, half black. I've dated everything. Um, One thing that I can say, oh, thank you, title CBT. Although these are contacts, so I'm honest with
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that though. Um, but yeah, I've dated all races, and I will always ever think that black men are very sexy. I'll never not think that.
Gotcha.
Nikki, can I ask you a question? And I'm just gonna ask you this briefly. Just give me a brief answer because then we ain't gonna lay on it because I know these motherfuckers get butt hurt and crazy.
Hmm.
Um, but it is something that me and Coach speak about frequently. How do you feel about? I mean, obviously you've been speaking Spanish for 14 years, and I guess
Yeah,
maybe primarily your interest has always been Dominican Republic,
correct.
or primarily. But
Primarily, yeah,
how do you feel about the dynamic of, because obviously we know that there is some tension between Dominicans around race.
yeah,
So again,
yeah,
without getting too deep into it, because again, I feel the way I feel and fuck that bullshit. I'm ready for the smoke. But I don't want to
yeah.
drag you into it. How
Right.
do you see it, or do you tell me without me doing any prodding how and what you see about it as an American black woman coming to the DR? And if you've been there for the last year, I would assume you have some sort of exposure, some sort of thoughts about it. Just give me your thoughts and your interactions with Dominicans and how they talk about it.
You know, it's funny because when I first came here, I didn't know what to expect, right? Because I am a darker brown woman. I have done my DNA test and I do know my makeup. And it's funny because who would have ever guessed 24% European? And I actually have a relationship with the white people in my family. They are like, I can't even express how close I am with them, right? But I'm black, white, and Native American. And so coming here, I didn't know what to expect. I definitely thought that I would have been spoken to more
But
as or
you
looked at more as like a
identify as what?
Haitian, as a brown woman, African American woman. I mean, sometimes I don't
You
even know what to
identify as
say
black
because
in
it's like,
America. In
I'm
America,
sorry.
you identify as what?
Oh, for sure, black. Yeah, for
Okay, so
sure.
when you fill out
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fucking census,
Oh,
what,
well, when I fill
oh,
out, what I'll tell you the
radio
truth.
ass is mixed, but we know we have to identify as something.
Absolutely. I mean, the truth is, when I fill out my forms after I did my DNA, I was like, oh, I'm going to fill out what I actually am, this, and this. However, I recognize visually, aesthetically, I'm a black woman. There's no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. I get your question when you ask that. But when I came here, I did have that thought of like, man, are they going to treat me weird or like be racist towards me or anything? And the good thing is I've not had that experience. And I think, if I'm honest, it has everything to do with the fact that I speak the dialect. Now,
That makes sense.
Did you know you got there when you were there last year? When, in October?
October, yeah.
Okay, so when you were there in October, did you see them doing the census? because they were doing the census last year.
In Dominican Republic?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
They were doing the census.
I knew nothing about it.
Oh,
yeah, I interviewed a lady, and I did a special
about
on
2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
For about 2 or 3 months, they did the census because they couldn't do it in 2020 because of COVID. They did it in 2022. They did it all over the country. And let me ask you this. Well, maybe they didn't ask you, but they did leave a sticker on my door, even though we never answered because we were never there. Because they came to my house. I own a house in Punta Cana, and they put a sticker on my door to knock on the door to ask. And specifically, as part of the Dominican census, they ask you about race. They actually do. The same as the U.S.
Right.
You can choose white. You can choose black. You can choose Asian. You can choose mestizo, which is white and indigenous, or you can choose mulatto, which is white or black.
Rico choose. Rico choose muskrat. Rico choose.
They didn't have what? They didn't have what? They didn't have what?
They didn't have Taino on there.
No, they don't have Taino because that shit don't exist no more. No.
That is very surprising.
That's actually scientifically proven. It don't fucking exist. That's some bullshit that they hang on to because they want to say, me know what?
Black.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be anything but that. Okay.
So have you ever talked to your
Dominican population is a mixture.
Have you ever talked to your fiance about that?
Let me finish. And even
I have to. I know your question.
And even Venezuelans, they're not Spanish. What are they?
They're Caribbean. I know that for sure because
I ain't asked you where it was from. I asked you what are they?
They're a mixture. Of course, they're not just one thing.
They're white. They're white.
Who? Venezuelans?
Yeah, you have white Venezuelans and you have black Venezuelan and you have indigenous Venezuelan. Race is a thing. So literally, when people sit there and go to I'm Dominican, motherfucker, I didn't ask you where you was from. I asked you, what are you?
Yeah, your makeup.
Not where you're from. What are you? I'm an American, but I'm black. That's where I'm from. So when they always do this, when there's always this reflex to go to nationalists, motherfucker, I didn't ask you where you was from. Because, and here's the thing, what blew me away was I was like, on the Dominican census, it asks race and it doesn't give you a choice of Dominican, Hispanic, because that's not a race. Even their own government say that's not a race. Motherfucker, we know you Dominican. You're here.
But here's the thing now. I'm sure that so many people answered it incorrectly and lied.
I need time out real quick. Can you ask Dominga, did she fill out the census last year?
Dominga.
Hello, baby.
Hello.
Hey, Dominga.
Dígame.
Cencios raza. Un raza.
No, she speaks Spanish. Shut up, Rico.
Yeah. Ask her what race did she pick.
Go ahead. Yeah, because you sound like the garbage.
I'm sorry. I was correct, but go ahead.
Quiere decir de qué raza tú escogiste en la vaina de census.
¿De qué?
De como blanca, negra y ni sé qué. Más cosas que tenían en la lista. Te quiere saber cuál tú escogiste.
El color.
Elegiste, o sea.
Negro.
Pues negra, porque no era mujer.
You winning. Thank you. But that's what I'm saying. Because literally, ask her what her choices were.
What were your choices on this?
What were your choices?
In
Spanish. Español.
Oh, que eran tus opciones en la lista que tú tenías ahí de que pa y todo eso. Que eran tus opciones de raíces en la lista, mi amor. Esa es la pregunta que él le está haciendo ahora.
Negro,
Blanco.
Blanco,
Whatever.
Asian,
mestizo.
mestizo,
She
mulatto.
said mestizo. Yeah, she said mestizo.
Oh, so she didn't pick negro. She picked mestizo.
No, she said she's naming the options.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
So how
a
many diferente? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. How many? Cuánto?
About
Guys,
5.
I need to take a restroom break.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cuánto?
Okay.
Right, I'm coming
I'm
back.
gonna put the
We're not
mic on
done.
mute.
Hurry up. We not
Go
done.
ahead. So cuánto options, baby? Cuánto? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
I think it's about 6. It's about 6.
Total cuánto options?
It's negro, blanco, Asian, mestizo, mulatto, and I think there's indigo. I think there's indigo, which is just
Indio.
indigenous.
Indígena.
Indigenous, right.
Yes.
So those are the choices you get. And I saw it on the census, so I was like, so you don't get to claim Dominican or Spanish or any of that.
So what you got to say about my girl since the option that she picked?
Oh, I love it. I love it. She embraced it.
Solo tenemos dos razas, negro y blanco.
Gracias. Blanco, she say,
Dominga. Bring it back. Dominga. Soy negro.
Yo también soy negra.
Soy negro.
Nigger.
¿Tú negra?
Sí, soy negra. Yeah.
Sí.
Not nigger. She said negro.
Negra, negro, whatever. Okay.
Ay, Dios mío, déjame entrar al chat porque ¿qué es lo que está pasando aquí? Diciendo esa palabra que no es, de que, ay no, hello, deja el show.
Yes.
So Nikki, that was the thing was the fact of the matter. And again, we'll leave away from this conversation, but I just did want to say that with the fact that because throughout the conversation, again, there's a sister, African Dominican, did a great video, and she was talking to a brother from New York, and they always get stuck in, oh no. I'm like, but y'all are only ones who run away from racial identification. And in other countries, like in Brazil, they embrace racial identification. They know that they don't run from that shit. They just don't. Yeah. They just like, and they fight the struggle the same as we do in the US and other Latin American countries. Only in the DR where there's this huge denial about racial identification because they want to believe that if I just say I'm not black, I'll be accepted. And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
It's here's the deal.
Now, hold on one second, Nikki. Why do you think that Dominga and all her family is light skinned? And let me tell you, Dominga's mother looks like a Indian woman. I mean,
your black ass is light skinned, but you know what you are, John. What the fuck has that got to do with being light skinned?
Let me finish, Rico. Shit. What I'm
light
saying
is stupid. The stupid argument.
Why do you think that Dominga chose? Because they got some people that's light skinned like Dominga.
But they've been shitted on, and they're not delusional no more.
No. Why do you think they have some?
But they've been shitted on, and they're not delusional no more.
That's not my question.
That's the answer, whether you want to believe it or not. You can sit there and be white presenting all you want, but if you've been shitted on long enough and you have not benefited from it, you sit there and realize, what the fuck am I hanging on to the vestige of white proximity if I'm going to be fucked over anyway?
That's not my question. It's the opposite.
Hold
on, Nikki. My question is, if you let me finish, why do you think certain people like Dominga that has the same color as Dominga don't say that they have African heritage or they are black?
Can I answer that? I answer that?
Rico,
Give me an opportunity to answer that. Yes. Okay, I know, being a Black American, what has happened is that over all these years, it's been the thing of the closest to white that you look, is the closer proximity to someone believing that you have money, right? That you're successful, that you'll have these opportunities. And guess what has happened? Paul Mooney said it best. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga, right? Let's
Until the
keep it honest
police come. Until
because
the police come.
exactly. Everyone wants to be a nigga when the nigga's making money, right? When it makes sense and it's cool and it's the in thing to be. But when it comes time to visually show up and say, oh, nope, 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 I'm not a part of any of that stuff, it's a whole different thing. And here's the good news. We're in 2023. I think that we're now learning to get away from that idea. But I can also say this, like I said earlier, I understand that I am an anomaly, and that I am not a bigger part of what Black women all look like. And I also still love the Black women who don't behave as I behave because they are me and I am them, right? And so the bigger picture, and I think is really what we're trying to do here as on this panel, is bring ourselves together and say, yeah, we're different. And we also have so many goddamn similarities. And also being a brown person, my favorite word is dope. Like, yo, it is super dope. Like, I'm very proud to be who I am, and I'm very proud to be where I'm from. I'm very proud of all of that. And it's a bigger conversation.
You sound like a white girl to me.
No, Nikki. Let me just say that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, let me say that.
Nothing wrong with that, Nikki.
Nikki, hold on. Let me say this, okay? Because I'm gonna talk to Coach.
Coach is on his level. You hear me? Like he's had as much as I've had.
I'm gonna talk to Coach, and I'm gonna talk to his butt hurt subs, right?
But I like it. I don't have nothing against white girl.
Is just how fucked up his butt hurt subs is. But literally, his last video, some crazy ass video, whatever. I can't remember. But literally, he ended the video with, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have dinner with some Haitians. Right?
Love it.
Haitian family. That's it. I was like,
yep. Love it.
What's wrong with that? What the fuck is wrong with that? Look, I swear to God, you could not have been more innocent than that. But yet, in the comments, you got motherfuckers talking about something. You need to do that in Haiti. And I'm like, what?
To do it in Haiti?
Well, excuse me. Let me hear me out.
I don't need to do that in the Dominican Republic.
Hear me out, because this is what I want you to hear.
He doesn't need to do it in Haiti if depending on.
This is where I want you to hear the anti-blackness that they don't see. I'm like, so why he got to do it in Haiti? Right?
The $5 will say yeah.
My question is, why he got to do it in Haiti?
Exactly. It's the same goddamn island. Like, what are we talking about?
This is the thing I always say, and I want all the Haitians, I want all the Dominican subscribers that's hearing me to hear my motherfucking voice and let me be crystal motherfucking clear.
I know that's right.
When I come to the Dominican Republic, I got one motherfucking thing to do and one thing only. To follow the motherfucking law. I ain't got to fucking listen to fucking bachata. I don't have
you
to.
Better say it again.
I don't have to mofongo. I don't have to speak Spanish. Motherfuck you motherfuckers telling me what I got to do, because I don't have to do none of that. Want me to tell you why? You motherfuckers come to New York. You motherfuckers go to Puerto Rico. You go to all these. Matter of fact, just last weekend, we had the Dominican Day Parade in motherfucking New York City. Y'all didn't leave none of y'all culture in the DR. So why the fuck do I have to leave mine in America? Miss me with that bullshit. Because I'm still waiting. I'm looking at Santo Domingo, Puerto Plata. When the fuck are we doing the American Day Parade?
Well, here's the thing.
When are we doing it? We're never going to do that. So stop telling me.
Probably not.
Stop telling me, because this is what I'll tell him, Nikki. If I take my black ass to Japan, I'm a nigga in Japan. If I take my black ass to Germany, I'm a nigga, black man, whatever you want to call it, in Germany. I'm going to take my motherfucking culture wherever I go. And don't tell me I need to assimilate anywhere. Because let me tell you, I know people that have been living in America for 20 and 30 years that don't speak a motherfucking lick of English, and they're not.
Same.
Let me do this. I will tell any Dominican. You tell me one motherfucking Dominican that got off the boat or the plane that checked in with black people and said, "Hey, what I gotta do?"
That's true, Rico.
No, radio. Tell me one, because they don't. You come to America, you do what you want, and guess what? I support that. I support it. If they sit there and tell you you gotta speak a different language, I'm out there riding with you, motherfuckers.
Right.
I'm out there supporting you to be your authentic self wherever you go, and you don't have to change nothing about where you're from.
Right.
How dare you tell me when I fucking come there that I got to change up? Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. And I'm gonna tell you lastly, I'm gonna tell you this.
You always say lastly, and don't never be lastly, motherfucker.
I know lots of Dominicans with money.
Same here.
And let me tell you something. They don't give a fuck about you just like I don't. Right. People with money at that level.
Plus,
I'm just keeping it real.
Plus. Right.
No, John, because you may not know. These motherfuckers, they concentrate on business and making bread and all that old ghetto shit. Y'all down there, you know what they say? Rich Dominicans don't give a fuck about Haitians because Haitians ain't their problem. That's you poor motherfuckers' problem. 80% of the country makes $500 a month or less. That's your fucking problem, not theirs.
Ooh, 500. That's actually higher than most that I know that it's more like 300.
So what the well-to-do Dominicans say? Fuck you. Right. That's your problem.
This ain't the Rico. This ain't the Rico show. So Pug, let's get some of these comments. Pug says there will always
they ain't put no money on it. Make them motherfucker put some money on it.
These I'm Michael Jackson. You Tito. Shut up. I am Mexican American. There are different levels to our culture. You have the Mexican, Indian, Spanish Mexicans, and African Mexicans. Great point, brother. Great point, brother.
That's a dumbass point.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
One of my, but I get what he's saying too, though. One of my best friends, she's Mexican, and she comes from the.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. When did Mexico start counting Africans?
Hey, Nikki.
This is what I can tell you.
Better answer the question, Rico. Go ahead.
All that I can say regarding that specifically is that when I met her over 10 years ago, I met her like 12 years ago. I didn't even know that they were like Black Mexicans until I met her. And then I saw like her family and all of that. All I know is she explained to me that there's a pueblo that's Black. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. And how would I know that until somebody educates me? I just want to say to your point, Rico, or maybe not to your point, is that when we go to other countries, there's a difference between having respect, right, and then changing our culture. I think what I'm understanding you say is that we don't have to change our culture of who we are to adapt to that person's culture when we're in their country, right? I get all of that. My biggest thing is when you go to a different country, at least be able to communicate something. In your case, you have your translator with you, your wife, like you're good. But for the ones who just are going and don't know anything, that's dangerous. Like that's negligent to me. And that's that passport bro stuff. Right. And that's a whole other conversation.
Oh, passport bros. Here we go. Blame the passport bros.
Easy. Hold on. Let me be clear. Okay, let me just button it up. Okay, Mexico started counting Black people in 2015. 2015. Prior to that, Mexico never counted Black people.
I did not know that.
Let me finish. They were all Mexican. Even though now when Mexico counted them in 2015, guess how many Afro-Mexicans it was? Almost 2 million. Almost 2 million. So what it's saying is them motherfuckers didn't get there in 2015. They were always there. They never counted them.
But did they count whites? I think they probably didn't separate them.
No. They
did?
No, they just did not. It's called COSA. There's an entire. You guys can take 5-10 minutes, look it up. they just flat out did not count them.
Well, let me say this, Rico. I agree with most of what you said.
Matter of fact, let me do this.
Oh, shit.
No, all bullshit aside. Look up Yanga, Yanga.
You look it up. I'll let you look it up.
No, I'm going to tell you. The history of Yanga. Yanga was.
Yanga, the slave revolt. The slave revolt.
That was brought to Mexico that escaped and started the first Maroon colony. And the matter of fact, he was so bad, the Spanish didn't want to fuck with him no more and left them alone. And he started an entire city in Mexico of African slaves.
Wow.
They're runaway Africans. They're not mixed breed. They're not fucking mixed with fucking indigenous people. They were African slaves that said, fuck you, motherfuckers, I'm going to kill you. They was raiding and all of that. But for thousands of years, they would not even count them because they did not want to acknowledge who existed. They did not anyone until 2015.
All right, I gotta look it up because there might be more to it than what you're sharing. I got to look it up.
No, look it up.
I will.
Yanga. Look it up.
I know. I've heard about that place. I know about the slave revolt that happened there. But I was gonna say with this is I agree with you like most times, but there's places where I disagree. If you want to move to a different country, like John has, you should learn the language. There should be some type of assimilation. Now, listen. If you're gonna be like you when you just visiting, that's different. Because I am big on this. I am a conservative. I'm also an African American, and I support Trump. You got dang right. I love some Trump. You right. Because I don't want people coming to my country and all they can say is yes or no. If you want to be an American citizen, let me finish. Because you went on like 20 minutes. If you want to be an American citizen, learn to speak English. Get a job. Why is it that my country has to take care of you when veterans are sleeping on the street? So no, you don't get priority when you come here. You earn your way like the rest of us. People been living here for generations and they fighting to make ends meet. America not doing nothing special for them.
Yeah,
they're not getting
easy. Do you believe? Let me ask you this, Easy, because you in New York, and that's why I'm gonna press your ass. You in New York City. No, because you know there's plenty of motherfuckers up there in New York that don't speak no motherfucking English. You know plenty of motherfuckers in New York.
I do. Rico, I do. And you know what I do? With the little bit of Spanish I know, I go, poquito habla español. What you need help with? Da, 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 da. I said, well, listen, I assume they visiting. I go, so when you going back to your country?
But
when you leaving?
But easy. Motherfuckers been up there 20, 30 years.
And you're right. And it's wrong. It's wrong.
That's all I'm saying.
It's wrong.
Well, all I'm saying is this, Easy. If they do it, why they gonna sit there and put foot in my ass when they do it? That's all I'm saying.
You know why? Because they have a higher level of nationalism.
One second. Black, Easy. It feel like you came on the show throwing shots at me, man. You just doubling up on me. Like you and Rico just teaming up on me, talking about I need to learn.
You don't speak no Spanish, motherfucker. That's why.
You trying though. Listen, you trying to learn Spanish, ain't you? Are you trying to learn Spanish?
I am trying, but I'm from Louisiana. All the chemicals in the
air.
Oh
shit.
Oh, so you slow and stupid.
No, but he speaks Spanish though. Like he does.
Listen,
I've seen the videos. He speaks Spanish. Like, come on.
Listen,
I am trying.
Rico,
Thank you.
Rico, I'll tell you this. There's some clubs I go to, which are Spanish clubs, underground Spanish clubs, and I've had a bartender. She was a Spanish chick, Dominican, say to me, blah, 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 blah. She said in Spanish, I'm never going to learn English. I'm always going to speak Spanish. I said, okay, that's your problem. Go get a job.
But that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is this, Easy, is that I know that I'm not saying I shouldn't learn it. All I'm sitting there saying is I get frustrated because they say that, and then you in New York City. Two days ago, what did they have in New York City? They had
I used to go to it. Right? I used to go to the Dominican Day Parade.
Listen, Easy.
I used to go to it.
No, but Easy. They did not have Dominican Day Parade a couple of days ago.
Yes.
So my question is this: when I go to the DR, where the fuck are they having American Day Parade?
Well, we got to do that. We got to do it. No, we got to do it. The Dominican, listen, we can have it.
They
And
never
Puerto
gonna
Rico
celebrate
is
our shit.
American territory.
Listen, we can have it. Let's have it. Let's start it, Rico. We'll have an American Day parade in Punta Cana.
All I'm saying is,
Doesn't do a bad thing.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying that, look, they speak their language. We don't make them speak English, which I'm not saying I'm for it, because I'm like, you speak whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. But I'm also saying we still embrace and celebrate the differences of all these different cultures, whether it's Dominican, Puerto Rican Day Parade. We have fucking in DC. We have the Chinese Cherry Blossom. We celebrate everything. So
But Rico, you sound like a Trump supporter. You sound like you want to be a Trump supporter. Come on over, brother.
No.
Let me say this.
Wait a minute. So you're a Trump supporter?
We ain't gonna talk about politics, but let me say this. Easy. Let me say this. If I hang up a United States flag or Canadian flag, it'll be gone tomorrow.
They can whoop your ass.
It'll be
gone.
For real?
You in their country, man. You in their country. That's why.
No, see, I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
Why is it that Dominicans can hang up their flags everywhere in the United States?
Because America is a land of the free. That's why.
No, it's not.
Well, I put my life on the line for this country, and I wasn't even born here. I
put my life on the line for the country, too.
Hold on a second, brother. Let me speak. My parents came to the United States. My dad came. He served in the military. He sent for my mom, and they sent for me, my brother, and sister. So, when people make this argument about, oh, they're taking our jobs, there ain't nobody taking no damn jobs from nobody. I can guarantee you right now, 30 miles away from here, there's a place called Woodland, Washington. It's full of Mexican Americans and Latin immigrants. They work their asses off in the fields picking people's apples, oranges, and all this other shit. You tell me what fucking American is going to get out there in the hot sun for 12 to 14 hours a day picking fucking oranges, apples, and whatever the fuck y'all need to eat, strawberries and shit. Ain't a damn soul. You got Jamaicans out there too. I seen Jamaicans out there picking food. So when people say this bullshit about they taking our jobs, that's bullshit. You got some of the lazy, I know a lot of lazy motherfuckers here in America. White, black, Hispanic, whatever. So they ain't taking nobody, they doing jobs that no motherfucker want to do.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
I served too. I served as well. I served in the Navy for 7 years. My father served. I've had uncles who served. My family's African American, going all the way. We got documentation going all the way back to the 1700s. Now, I appreciate what you said, but you're taking what I'm saying out of context. I want America to be like other countries where they make a preference for looking out for American citizens first. If you go to Japan and you're not Japanese, you better be married to a Japanese person. And even then, it's going to be a limit on the jobs you can get over there because they're going to look out for Japanese first. In Dominican Republic, like John said, if he waves an American flag and Dominican Republic owes a lot to America because we do a lot for them by sending money over there and giving them military protection, somebody will take it down because they want you to know you in their country. Yeah, when they come to America, if they want financial help, they get it. A place to stay, they get it. So
you're in a foreign country,
that's a whole nother
sovereign foreign land. You ask that girl.
Hold on. Go ahead.
One thing. You ask that sister that went over to Dubai and asked her American passport, cash that check on her ass. Ask that girl over there. She's back in Houston. She said, "I'll never go back home." I bet you won't. They checked that American attitude she had.
As they should have. She went over there acting a goddamn fool.
She deserved it. She was acting stupid. I'm talking about this.
God,
Tell me about.
Hold on, easy. Let me be crystal clear. When it comes to America,
Rico, we can't hear you, Rico. Can you
hear me now? When it comes to America and the DR, there's no separation. The DR, whether they want to believe it or not, is owned by America.
You got, listen, amen. It's the truth.
It just is, because the reality is, again, well, I always said, and I had said it earlier in the conversation, Dominicans will always go to, the War of Independence from Haiti. And I'm like, okay, that was in 1844. So that was like fucking 200 years ago. But guess who invaded you motherfuckers 2 times after that and occupied?
America.
Y'all don't say nothing about them. After 1844, who came in and fucked you in the ass twice and took over and dominated you? America from 1916 to 1924 ruled and occupied the fucking Dominican Republic. They fucked you in the ass and you took it. Then in the 1960s,
but they do that to everybody, Rico. They do that to everybody.
Absolutely.
No, John, but you gotta listen. No, John.
What I'm saying is, if that is the case, then why are you so butthurt about somebody that fucked
Amen.
You
Amen, Rico.
but not somebody who fucked you in the ass?
I agree with that. I don't disagree with that.
They see it a
That's
different
right.
way.
I don't do.
So
Look, but look. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Time out. Let me read this comment real here. Tommy says, "Here in Puerto Rico, I know Americans have the United States flag on their porch, and Puerto Ricans don't say nothing. So I guess Dominicans are different." And he's definitely right. And I don't like that about the Dominican Republic, that we can't put our Canadian flag or American flag or.
But you know why, right? Puerto Rico's not a country.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
The territory.
No, listen. Can I say something? I'm going to say this because this is a sensitive point. This is a sensitive subject for me, and I take it very personal.
Go ahead.
I don't like it. I don't like it because a lot of them come to America. Not all of them want to come to America, and they start a new life, and they be able to make money and send back home and take care of their family in America and help out their family in the Dominican Republic. But yet, you want to act like you don't understand that we should have the right to fly our flag in your country that we protect. We protect your country.
Yes.
If not, you would have been invaded by Spain. Would still be there.
And you can't conflate Puerto Rico, John, because Puerto Rico
is a territory.
Puerto Rico is the property of the U.S.
It used to be. It used to be a
used
country
to be
before they took it over.
John,
they don't need a passport to come over to the mainland.
It's the property of the U.S. Stop.
But can I get an answer to this question?
Because the United States stole it.
Can I get an answer to this question?
I don't give a fuck if they stole it, if they bought it, they owned it.
Hey, they took it the American way. They took it the American way. Can I get an answer to this question? My question is this: is it all right that American citizens who are second, third, fourth generation citizens, even veterans, are sleeping in the streets, homeless, while people come to America illegally on buses? Hide and all that, and then get put up in hotels? Is that all right?
No.
Have you seen those? Have you seen the hotels in New York City? You seen it, man? Them conditions is horrible, bro.
What are you, brother? What are you talking about? I'm from New York City. I used to do security when they used to bring them in there. Them hotels are nice.
I'm from the Bronx, bro. I'm from the Bronx.
And they have a hotel out there by Long Island City. They were putting them in the hotels. They're not on the streets.
Okay, easy. Before we get too lost, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I agree. I said no, it's not right. So I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, can we get back to topic? On topic was the fact of the matter, and again, this is not even a U.S. Dominican. Again, it's all over there. We supposed to be talking back to Miss Nikki. And Miss Nikki, and here's the question. Okay, easy. Hold on, easy and crypto, because
lo siento, señora Nikki, lo siento.
Okay, hold on.
Yo estoy bien, gracias.
Give me a moment, because all three of y'all, like, I'm married, so I don't give a fuck. I'm good. John, he's simping. He over there simping. He's simping for his better half. So I'm saying to you, Crypto, and to you, Easy, both of y'all are like the same situation as Nikki. So, what advice would y'all give her to make sure that she's careful? And you ain't gotta don't shit in her cereal, but what advice would you give her? And she can take it any way she wants, as to like say, hey, sister, I just want to make sure you okay. If this guy, maybe he's good, maybe he's not. Give us the pros and cons from your experience.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first.
No, because you already stupid.
Anything, I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
Everything. If she ain't married to Rico, she doing better than anybody in the world. I'm finished.
Take that L and move on. So Nikki, take that L and move on.
Nikki, I'm gonna just say
it's an L now? Oh my God.
Next person, go ahead. Next person, go ahead, Black.
Can I say this? This is my advice. You talking about her marrying a Dominican man and moving to the Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Wait.
No.
Hold on. Let's put things in order. Okay. How they actually are. Yeah, because I want to make sure that we're honest in what we're talking about here. So my fiance is half Venezuelan, half Dominican. He's been living in the Dominican Republic for the last 7 years. So culturally, he's more Venezuelan mentally, right? But I am living here until I can bring him to the U.S.
Now that makes sense. Can I ask you another question? Can I ask you a question?
Easy. Hold on a second. Nikki. I just
Nicole is my middle name.
No. I'm gonna leave it alone after this because she keeps saying this. Let it go earlier. Just tell me, because I'm gonna have to call bullshit on this. You keep saying he's half Venezuelan, like that matters. Why?
Great question. No.
Why?
And thank you for
why
that.
do you keep emphasizing him being Venezuelan like they ain't some trick motherfuckers too? That's why I'm only pushing
listen.
because they are, but go ahead. And I'm done.
No, I am completely with you. The only reason why I continue to bring that up is because when I first met him, he continued to check me like, yo, I am Venezuelan culturally, ma'am. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Which, of course, that makes sense because Jesus Christ, if he is 39, he's turning 40 next month. He's a Virgo, like you, Rico. Anyway, he's turning 40 next month on the 11th of September. His whole thing is like, yo, I cook arepas. I'm Venezuelan for real. I just happen to have a Dominican father. Now, when all this stuff happened in Venezuela 7 years ago, he moved here because it was safer for 100 to 200,000 Venezuelans, which is why that population is here now. That's a whole nother thing. So it's not because I feel anything like, yo, I never dated a Venezuelan, nor was I interested. Like, if I'm gonna keep it real, my thing has always been Dominican. So when I reached out to his cousin and I'm like, girl, you told your cousin that I like Dominicans, and she was like, girl, no, because I know you like Dominicans, like Dominicans from Dominican Republic. And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay, cool. So again, I said all of that to say, I've always been into Tigre Dominicans before I met him.
Not Tigre.
Well, yeah,
What's Tigre?
I have been into the Tigres.
Nikki, simply put, they're
the ones that are just like
Nikki, they're no fucking
players.
Nikki, they're no fucking different.
Well, can I say this?
Honey, Rico,
Wait a minute.
I've learned that being here. Let me tell you, I'm not disagreeing with you, buddy. I have learned that. And being in this relationship, yes, I've learned that. And he and I, let me tell you something.
Okay.
You know, Rico, me, you, and Coach had an offline conversation.
Yes.
And I do appreciate that you kept that where that was, right?
Yep.
And knowing all of that, we now know.
Yes.
Correct.
Protect
No different.
yourself.
And we'll leave it there. And we'll leave it there. You understand?
Well, can I say this? Can I say this? Yo, Rico, drink your beer. Let me say this.
Listen.
I might have a girlfriend over there. I will say this: control your money.
Mike.
Don't Yeah, I like to put it like that. Control your money. I would tell any American this. I don't care what they say. No, you could give them a bank account and give them a stipend or a allowance, an
Yes.
allowance, but don't don't give them access to all your money.
Oh, that's
Don't.
real. We already had that conversation because one thing about him that he knows
Right.
about me
No,
is
that
that
Yeah, we
I
I
did.
think
don't.
she's
Easy,
super.
easy. We had that conversation. I told her
All
that.
right, black crypto.
Okay.
You
Oh, you
got the
did?
floor, brother.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
listen, listen.
Yeah, we
Nikki,
we good
Go ahead,
there.
black crypto. Go ahead, real quick.
we like I said, there was a sister here from North Carolina. She went through some hurting things through her marriage. Don't give him access. Do not have an account with him. Absolutely not. You said he's working, right? Correct?
He was working. That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah.
Lord
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Moving on. So listen. Moving
Yes,
on.
yes.
I
I'm transparent in
absolutely
this.
I absolutely encourage you, highly encourage you to get a prenup. Under no
Mhm.
circumstance are you to sign a marriage certificate without a prenup. And you let him know you fuck around, you screw up, this, that, the next. Once this is over, you go with what you came in with, and I go with what I came in with, and that's that. You said you're taking care of his kids, his two kids?
No, no, I never said that. Um, I'm not sure what I said earlier, but he has a daughter who lives in Venezuela, and then his son lives here. And I have a great relationship with not only his son, but the mother of his son. So, um,
Hold on, a second, hold
yeah,
on. You said his daughter's where?
in Venezuela,
Oh, and so the son is there in DR with him?
well, not with
Okay.
him, but he stays with us every now and then. We take care of him. Like he was just here for 10 days and we just met with mom like maybe 5 hours ago to return him back.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up
I
with
don't. I,
this. I'm gonna wrap it
go
up
ahead,
with
brother.
this. Please, your heart. I understand where you at. Trust me, I've been there. Your heart wants you to be with that person that you're in love with. You're gonna get married, but man, do not. I'm telling you, do not be in a rush to do that paperwork. For the
Well, the
love of
prenup
God,
is a done deal as well, buddy. I
no, it's
listen.
not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Good job. So you got it
You
done
do
already.
not have, you do not,
It,
you
it,
do
it,
not
it's
have
literally in
to
the
rush
works.
it.
The prenup, the paperwork for the prenup is in the works. Like it's a
Okay,
Good.
done
I'm
deal.
okay.
happy for
But what I'm
yes.
saying,
Go
what
black
I'm,
woman, go black woman,
what,
go.
what, what
Listen,
I'm
come
talking
on now.
about is the paperwork to bring him here. Give it another 2 years. You don't need to. You need to learn this person you're getting
But
involved
she
with.
listen. How long you been with him? How long she been with him?
I get all of that. It's been almost. Let's see. What month is this? August,
No.
September. So it's
Hold up.
been a year and 3 months that we've been together.
I like
Okay.
that. I like
So
that.
another
I like.
couple of
I don't.
months. There's no need to be rushing to do that passport and
Here's the
all that.
Brother,
bro.
I'm.
But she got a
I,
Here's
I,
prenup.
here's the deal with that though. Like I'm not about to stay living in DR for another 2 years. Like to wait on the process.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna do
You
it.
do know,
I
you do know you're still responsible for that person for 10 years. You are aware of that, right?
I know all of that, and I also know how the prenup works as well. So regardless of any of that, and I get all of what you're saying, and I I would hope that the way that
Okay.
I've expressed myself today, that you understand that I'm articulate and I'm intelligent, right?
she's
Yeah,
very
you
No,
got it,
I'm
smart.
not
sister.
listen.
You
Very
remind me of
smart.
my
If
mother.
I
You got it,
hold on,
sister.
hold on. I didn't mean you no disrespect. I'm not calling you unintelligent. I'm not calling you stupid. You're a very intelligent sister. I see that right. I'm not implying that in any means. All I'm reiterating is the US government is going to whether you if you all God forbid y'all it goes haywire and go you're still gonna the government is gonna hold you responsible for him, not the kids, because if he comes there and he brings it, that's on you. You have nothing to do with the kids, but you are physically responsible. He might be able to come after you Alimony.
What about?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Here's the deal.
Hold on 1 second, Nikki.
Here's the deal.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
Go ahead.
I appreciate you. Tell me your name again.
Black Crypto.
Black Crypto. I appreciate everything that you're saying because number one, your energy is right? I can hear that. Your energy is truly concerned for me. Your energy isn't like, yo, you're going to get effed over. It's none of that. I recognize that and I receive that. So for that, I want to say that I do appreciate you for that. And you've given me some thought as to tomorrow when I add other things to my prenup as to what's going to be added to that.
Okay. I'm glad I did.
I want to say this.
I'm really happy we have this conversation.
John,
Go ahead.
I would appreciate if the sister passed you the information for the prenup who she went to, because I might need that in another year. Okay, right, I appreciate that, sister.
They're gonna get your ass easy. Easy, you gonna get. They gonna get your ass easy. Big Judy gonna
John, you could give her my number. Yo, Rico.
I got you.
Rico.
Judy, she gonna get your ass.
Yo, Rico. You need to go to church.
Can I address Nick's K Nation 112? Absolutely not. Would I date an American guy with 2 kids with no job? Absolutely not. When I met my fiance, he was working 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, with 12 hours of work. He doesn't have a job because the location of where he worked got burned down in a fire. And I literally have seen the fire. Like I saw the video footage of it. It was also on the news. So let's be clear about that. I'll leave it at that.
Nicole, stop.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me tell you my opinion.
That's an L.
Y'all probably gonna laugh at it, but I don't care. I hope Dominga get a prenup for me because I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying here, and I'm gonna use her ass so I can stay here, and I'm gonna be fighting the court system. Like I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here.
Make sure you call me in to do some teaching too, because I taught. I meant to tell you that. I would love to come there and teach with you. By the way,
Nikki, are you a teacher?
And
I taught for many years. I was a professor at a language arts school. I taught English to
Nikki and radio. Let me be crystal clear, you guys. I get it. Your heart is in the right place, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But all this prenup shit in the DR, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? It's like, oh, I'm a flick a booger, whatever. The fuck, it's the level of ridiculousness of doing a prenup in the DR. It's just like, what the fuck?
Why is that ridiculous? No, wait, come out. Why is that ridiculous?
It is ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous, Rico. You should be backing it on the stuff you said about not trusting somebody. You're always the most cynical person. And you want to tell her, that, listen, you better leave my sister alone. She's doing the right thing. You get a prenup and you make sure it's clad in iron.
In the DR.
Yes, sir.
In the DR.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody
do that.
One moment.
They have laws that are binding over there.
Question. Which of you radio motherfuckers have sat there and seen or enforced a fucking prenup? Do you know how difficult it is to enforce a prenup in America?
Rico, she said she went to the lawyer. She did her research. So obviously, she did research to make sure it's enforceable in America.
Give me a moment.
That's right,
bro. Easy. Give me a moment.
He always telling people easy and slow.
Rico, you're not making any sense. She answered all these questions.
She said that 3 times, but he wanted to avoid that.
She said she went to a lawyer.
No. What I'm sitting there saying.
You see the special needs person on the panel, right?
I forgot. He's from Mississippi.
Nikki. If it is difficult, let me ask you a question. Do you believe it's difficult to enforce a prenup in America?
Wait, was that question to me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
I ain't talking to you, radio. Be quiet, radio. Do you think it's difficult to enforce in America?
Listen, Of course, there are caveats and nuances that come
Okay,
with
okay,
any
okay.
type
We
of
start
a.
right
Now,
there.
you gonna let me answer it, Rico, or not?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, of course, there are caveats and nuances to every legal aspect of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I want you to know about me also is that when I went to school and I got my degree in business, I did a couple of, had to take a couple of business law courses. From that, I learned about other different types of laws, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I do know that when it's legally bound and it's notarized and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things that are put in place to make it legal,
Mm-hmm.
Much easier.
I'll be good. Like
That's right.
one thing about me, one thing, Rico, and I'm telling you, when we get together for drinks and cigars and things, you're gonna understand and learn who I really am and how I get down. And one thing that I will always do is make sure that I'm okay and make sure that
Okay.
I'm thriving. You
Okay.
understand? I
Yeah,
would never at 42, I would not
42, where
allow.
at?
Can
Damn,
I
I
you
know
can,
that's
where at?
right.
Boy, stand up. Let me see you. Show it off. Stop playing. Listen,
Let me
sis,
tell
you
you
gonna make me
something.
be Dominican too.
Easy. Can I
Listen
cut
to
in
me.
for a question?
Let me
Can I
say this.
go ahead?
Hold on. Black don't crack when you know how to act. And black don't crack when you don't do crack. And even sometimes
53,
it still
baby.
doesn't crack. But that's my set. Those
53.
are my
Well,
statements.
Can I
You
Rico
momentarily
must
look
be
interject?
cracked.
good,
Rico
sis.
must be
Hold
cracked.
up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
You,
hold
I
up,
was
hold up.
thinking you may be like 32,
John,
33 or something.
John, hold on for a second. Nikki,
Ooh.
hold on for a second. And Nikki, hold on for a second. Okay.
Yes,
Because
Rico.
You got to talk louder, Rico. Your mic is low, man. Your
okay.
mic is low, Rico.
Can you hear me, radio?
Yeah.
Go
Can you
ahead,
hear me?
special
Okay.
needs.
Let me be crystal clear to you extra slow motherfuckers in the peanut gallery. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
however,
Don't
I
don't be
love
condescending, why don't you?
and let me be clear. There's nobody on this panel but my black ass that own property in the DR. Am I confused? No.
So
Now
Walk
you're
with me.
bragging.
what's that got to do with the
No.
prenup?
He's bragging. He just bragging.
I'm about to
Yeah.
take me a drink. I'm about to get me a drink.
Okay. Can you stop for a moment? Can you stop for a
Somebody
moment?
give me a president.
Excuse me. Can you stop for a moment? Because I'm gonna educate your motherfucker something. Right? Okay. So myself and my wife, we own property in the DR. Right? Unlike America, which we own the property.
You say that on every show. You say that on
Let
every
me
show.
finish. No, I'm about to teach a dumbass something. In America, I die. My house go to who the fuck I say it goes to. Right? Because I leave a will. In the DR, it don't work that way. Oh, go ahead. Tell me who it goes to.
How's it
Tell
work,
me who the fuck it
Rico?
goes to. No, shut the fuck up. Tell me who it goes to. Because y'all like to believe what
I'm gonna tell
happened
you
in
who it
America
goes to.
happened there.
No, that's not what we said.
So
That's not what we.
literally is what I'm trying to tell you, motherfuckers. Is that if I have children I don't want it to go to, I cannot disinherit them. So in other words, I got children, my house in America, that I don't want them to have shit. My house in the DR, that same motherfucker get a piece of it. Whether I want him to or not, because that's Dominican law.
That's common sense. That's
No,
common
it's
sense.
But let
not
me tell you
common
something. I
sense.
told you
It is
earlier that he's
not
from
common
Venezuela.
sense.
He's not a resident of Dominican Republic.
No,
Legally,
listen what I'm
he's
saying.
Venezuelan because of his birth
But
certificate. I'm just
listen what
saying
I'm
So
that.
he's not a Dominican citizen.
listen, but
Nope.
listen what I'm saying is myself.
So Rico, can I ask you a question?
Let me finish. Myself or my wife are not Dominican citizens.
Jesus.
But we own a Dominican property. And because we own a Dominican property, our inheritance for our Dominican property falls under Dominican law. We don't get to tell a motherfucker in the US, you don't get a piece of this shit like we do in America.
Understood. You said that.
You don't
Got you.
get. So what I'm sitting there saying is when I'm literally trying to tell people, like, look, you have to understand that things are different from country to country. So I can go to America and I can go to the DR and I can buy all this property. And I'll be like, oh, I wanted to go to this son, this son, this son. Fuck this one. No. By Dominican law, I cannot I have to go to court to have this motherfucker disinherited because Dominican law says all of your children get a fucking piece, whether you want them to or not.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I appreciate
That's
it.
Well, let me tell you something about that too, though.
Go ahead.
That is subjective as well
that
because
is no. That is the fucking law.
No,
so
it
you
is.
marry
But
your husband, his kids get a piece of the fucking pie of anything you buy in the DR. Maybe
now,
not.
wait a minute. Now, hold on. Let me ask you this. So we're talking about the name that's on a birth certificate, though, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's
you
different.
or your husband. So if your husband's children, if your husband is on the birth certificate of his children, they get a piece of the fucking pie too. You can't exclude them.
That's
you gotta understand that is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is
I gotta answer the rest of it.
the window and make these decisions, and they're not aware of this is how it is.
All right, Easy. All right, let Easy go. Go ahead, Easy.
Rico, that was good. That's important information. But the lady said she had spoke to a lawyer and she was still crafting her prenup. The reason I'm big on this is because I have a good friend who some years ago retired from the NYPD. She did 20 years. I wish that young lady was here to hear this, but she did 20 years. She was going to be walking away with a very good pension, making close to 100 grand.
In the DR.
Making close to 100 grand a year. She got married toward the. Let me finish.
Okay.
Damn. She was gonna be making close to 100 grand a year. She was making close to 100 grand a year. She moved down to North Kakalaki, the best state in the union. And before she retired, she decided to divorce her husband. They had been married for like a year and a half. He didn't know that because he was down south at the house in North Carolina. She divorced him within 2 years because in New York City, if you are married to somebody for 2 years or more, they are entitled to half of your pension.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Oh, you just came back. I have a friend who used to work for NYPD, did 20 years.
No, right.
I was still listening. Oh, you heard, yeah, okay.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Don't argue with that.
So what I'm saying to you is, that's why I'm glad you're getting the prenup. That's why I'm glad you're following through on this, because I know that, and Rico's right, there's little caveats here and there, like you said, but you seem to have an understanding that you want to have control over your money. Right. You're not giving away full control of your finances. You're not putting yourself into his hand totally like, oh, I love you. I'm 17 years old. I'm in love with you. Let's go elope. No, you're not doing that. You came in here with something. He came with something, and you are going to make sure you don't get ripped off, basically.
All I'm saying is this.
Exactly.
Dominican land law is not the same as American land law.
But the Dominican land law, Rico, the Dominican land law is not the same as Dominican prenup law either, or American prenup law.
What I'm saying is
holy shit.
What I'm saying is this, and I agree with you. A prenup in America does not carry over to the Dominican Republic. It just doesn't.
Nikki, don't have him in your account.
So don't believe that do not believe that a prenup in America is going to. First of all, like even land law here, for example, like I looked into it. Me and my wife, we're talking about getting a will. We're going to get a will made in the U.S. We actually have to take the will that we get made in the U.S. and we have to have it registered in the Dominican Republic for them to recognize it, or they will not.
Oh, you guys got married in the
will that
he might be talking about me.
The U.S. We have to take our will that we get in America and say we got to bring that shit to the DR, and we have to get the Dominican court to say we'll recognize this American will. Other than that, they're going to apply the law according to any property, which most of the property by that point we'll own in the DR. They're going to apply it according to their law, which is the right of inheritance, and the right of inheritance goes to spouse, children. So even if you got kids and you like, I don't want them motherfuckers to get shit, they gonna get a piece. I don't give a fuck what you say. Because
I'm drinking Crown.
According to what their law says.
I'm drinking Crown Royal.
Listen, who's yelling? Someone saying they're saying that they're hearing someone yelling.
Just
Whose
blame
decision
everything on
is,
Rick. Just
is
blame
yelling like
everything
that?
on
It might
Rico.
be me.
Why
You
not?
know what it is? I'm not going to yell
I
anymore
don't know who
because
it is.
All right.
Rico's got me breaking Crown Royal. Thank you, Rico.
You
That's
just want to drink that
hilarious.
shit anyway. Don't blame me.
All right. Let me ask everybody this. Well, let me get to one of the comments because Rico don't believe in comments. It's my channel, so I'm gonna say one of the comments. Mark says it really doesn't matter here in America where the money goes. They keep talking away from the Dysphoria Daily, the
Diaspora.
SSA.
No.
That's
They
what
keep
the
taking
SSA
away from the
bills
diaspora
and
daily.
go ahead, say it again, Nikki.
No, they keep taking away from the diaspora daily. The SSA have bills that entitle Ukrainians to SSI. Yeah, I know exactly what it's talking about. I guess
Man.
Mark Williams, maybe he's talking about the humanitarian
That's for a
parole. Is that
super.
what
That's
you're?
for a super chat. You keep reading that shit. So get
Well,
a
Listen,
I
super
just
chat out of it or something.
he's
Hey,
talking. Can I just say something briefly?
I got a
This is what I
question
was
real
talking
quick.
about earlier. Can I just say
Go
something,
ahead.
John? What he was talking about is
Go ahead.
the U.S. Congress passed a bill that allowed Ukrainians who come from Ukraine over here to America to now get Social Security benefits. Yet they
Okay.
don't want to pay African Americans reparations. That's what
that's
he's
crazy.
saying,
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
That's a
that's what I
whole
was saying
that's a whole
earlier.
different
It's not right.
Right.
Fair argument.
that's
They always
insane,
put.
bro.
I mean, wait, black people last always.
But what the
Yeah.
hell
So
has that got to do? What does that have to do with what we were talking about again? Where
Correct.
I'm
Correct.
talking about black people going to the DR, investing, and not being careful or wise enough about their investment. Because again, I'm not telling you if you're a single man and you go over there and you buy something, you own the shit. It goes to your kids. If that's who you want it to go to. What I'm saying is, it basically, if I John, if you're a single man, right, you're not married, you go over and you buy a house, right, it automatically is inherited by Jasmine and DJ. Now you could be in your mind be like, fuck both of them, ain't neither one of them ain't shit. I wanted to go to somebody else. By Dominican law, you can't do that, is what I'm
But
saying.
it's gonna go to my wife first, though, Rico.
No, if you're married, but I'm saying
Right.
pretend you're not married. Pretend
All
you're
right.
not married. By Dominican law, it's going to go to your kids. And even if you didn't, in America, we could sit there and like, I ain't giving them little motherfuckers shit because they fucked up. And you can redirect it. In the DR, you don't have that freedom unless you get an American will and you have to get the Dominican. You got to go to family court and you have to tell them, this is why I don't want DJ to get shit because he's a bad little motherfucker.
Right.
You
Right.
have to do all of that. Other than that, whether you want him to get it or not, he gonna take half your shit.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Elizabeth, 42 is still young. Act like 40 something is old and ancient. In the
I love
Dominican,
that you.
let me say this. 42 years old is ancient in the Dominican Republic. That's how, and I've learned that you are very old when you're 40 or 30 years old. Most Dominican men go and try to get, the young women, and the young women, those are the ones that the Dominican men want and American men want. So like Dominga is old to a Dominican man here. That's just the way it is, and I've learned that. So,
I see what you're saying. And for me, every time I tell my age, people are like, "What? I thought you were 26. I thought you're 28. I thought you're 32." So I see what you're saying. And visually, I think that's kind of where that disconnect happens. But then, of course, I don't know many 30-year-olds who speak with wisdom, and that's not to toot my own horn, but I think I do have wisdom and growth and maturity, right? And I'm continuing to do that. It's not like, oh, I'm whatever. You know what I'm saying.
hey, let me ask you this before we go. This is for everybody, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. What recommendations do you have for a woman or a man that is dating a Dominican or a foreign man or woman in the Dominican Republic, because I love your story. I love your energy. Sometimes I hear about I hear stories and like, oh my goodness, this is going south. But I love your
Yeah.
story.
Thank you, John, and I love the question. I would say that for women that are wanting to date someone, or if someone's interested in them, definitely the number one thing would be to learn the language, man. I can't stress it enough, because early on, when I was in my early 20s dating a guy, when I just first started learning Spanish, he was saying flirty things to someone and I didn't know it. And we had broken up for 3 months. And I had a Dominican buddy of mine move in with me and my brother. And I started learning more. And when I got back with the guy, he didn't know that a Dominican was living with my brother and I. And the conversation that he had in front of me was like, ay, pero yo te extraño, and things like that. And I said, oh, you miss her? Like, who are you talking to? And then he got mad at me and said, oh, you've been hanging out with Dominicans? Like, who you been hanging out with? I'm like, no, forget all of that. Like, who are you talking to? Right. So that's the first thing. Second thing, like I said, I would suggest that for both men and women. Like, if you're going to invest your time in dating someone outside of your culture, you need to learn the language. You need to at least get to a point to where you're understanding what's being said. I'm not saying that you have to change yourself and say like, yo, I'm gonna be super Dominican now. I'm not saying that, because I definitely did that early on. Like, I danced bachata, I danced merengue, Rico ripiao. Like, I do all of that, right? But of course, I was in my 20s, so I didn't really know who I was.
Awesome.
But I
Hey,
would, like I
let
said,
me ask you this. Wow, and that's a great comment. As we wrap it up, I'm gonna go to Easy first. Easy, do you have any comments or questions about the sister? Because I know you uplifting her and all of that stuff, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and give your comment, then we'll let you down, brother.
Okay. Yo, sister, I'm happy for you. Sound like you found love. I hope everything works out for you. And I'm very happy that you know to control your finances. That's what I hear. And when I hear you talking, you understand to control your stuff and that you love him. But this is not a fairy tale. We don't believe in sleeping Snow White and the sleeping rain dogs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy for you. And that's what I would tell anybody dating somebody from another country. Please control your finances. The minute they stop losing interest in you because they can't be in control of your finances is the minute you find out what you got. So that's what that is. And please send me the information for the prenup stuff.
I will.
I got you, brother. I
put my number in the chat. Thank you.
Nikki, I just want to ask, do you have a YouTube channel? I heard you say something about TikTok.
Yeah.
I do have a YouTube channel.
Thank you for that. I do have a YouTube channel. It's Tia Nicole Dorset. Like, as you see on my shirt, Tia Nicole. Trust Your Dopeness. That's my self-help book of comedic quotes. And my favorite quote that I wrote in the book is, like I said, it's a book of quotes. It's not a book. It's purely quotes. And my favorite quote that I wrote is, once you stop judging yourself, you'll stop judging others. And that goes for everything, right? Once you have compassion with yourself, you have compassion for others.
Put your YouTube channel in the link right now so everybody can hit subscribe.
I'm not logged in, so I don't know if it'll let me do that. Let me try to do it now.
Somebody type. I'm holding Jordan. Tell everybody what it is.
That's my son.
Go ahead. Yeah. So
it might
Rico. No, let's go ahead and go to Black Crypto. You got any questions or comments before I log you off, brother?
Nikki, I didn't get to ask. So you said you're living in DR, correct? I don't think.
Wait, what was the question?
I said, so you said you're living in DR, correct?
Yes, I'm here right now in Santo Domingo Este.
If you don't mind me, what is your line of? I think you said you had a remote job or something like that.
Is it just breaking up on my end, or?
Well, go ahead.
I don't know. I think it's your end. You said you had a remote.
He asked about your job. He asked about your job real quick, Nikki.
Oh, Yo, I'm so happy you asked that question because that would have been my question too. Like, how can you even afford to like live in DR? That's crazy.
I'm trying to
So
get over there permanently.
yeah. So I actually work for a gentleman who owns about 4 different companies. I am his director of operations, and I'm also his
Oh,
personal assistant. Yeah, I mean it's a different situation, and
mm,
I'm beyond blessed to be in this position. And every day I wake
mm,
up and I'm like, no, I can't even believe this is my life. Like, but I also know that I work very hard for him as well. I do a lot.
mm,
But yeah, so I'm his director of operations. I am doing all the background work. He has Airbnbs that he owns. I'm helping with that. I make sure that I, control that kind of stuff. Then there's a physical location that he's opening here soon. So I'm doing the background stuff for that. I do the HR stuff where I'm interviewing people, hiring people, managing those people. It's a lot. I see tight, or what is it?
What's your
Of
channel? What's your
CPT.
channel, Nikki?
So it's Tia, TIA,
TIA.
Nicole, like, yeah, like my shirt right there. Tia Nicole, Dorset. Dorset is Dorsett. On my channel, I do a lot of talking about wellness advocacy, which is basically teaching us how to be better to ourselves, how to be honest with ourselves. Again, my book, Trust Your Dopeness, it
Awesome.
talks all about that. And it is, of course, available on Amazon. So
okay.
Thank you so much, Title CPT. Hey, Black
thank
Crypto,
you
you
for that, guys.
take it easy.
Please
Take it
follow
easy,
me.
brother. All right. Hey, Rico, you got the floor, brother.
Yeah, let me just say this, Nicole. Thank you for coming up, sharing your story. I can appreciate your authenticity and your honesty throughout this conversation. I apologize if anything I said or came off seeming. Look, I'm gonna give you this one-time apology because after that you'll never get another one. So you better take it.
Dude, your family.
Right, but I'm just saying
No,
this.
it's not Gia with a D. It's Tia with a T. T like Tom. You
Shit,
don't
one.
have to apologize, Rico. Like, I
Look,
love you for the fact that you're so gangster. Like, come on
I
now.
do it one time, so I can say
He never
I
apologized to me.
apologize to her ass in 2023. So when we're in 2025, I ain't apologizing no fucking more. Fuck this shit. But again,
Yay!
nonetheless, if because again, it's never my intention to be harmful, hurtful to anybody. It's to be honest. It is always about throughout this channel, and I constantly push with Coach is about. He says he always wants to talk about the good and the bad about the DR, and I'm like, okay, so be authentic. Let's just tell it all. You can't tell the good shit, not the bad shit, just that whatever. And people are forever asking us not to talk about certain things. I'm like, no, fuck that. Miss me with that bullshit. Better pissed off than pissed on. Fuck you. That's just the space I come from. So again, I wish you success in your relationship. I hope it's well. If it fucking goes to shit, I ain't gonna take no personal fucking like it's my like look, I gave her what I thought authentically and honestly what I believed. And I tell everybody, prove me wrong. Make me wrong. I want to be wrong. I want me and all the negative shit I say, like, fuck you, Rico, shit in my face. Please do.
Yep.
But I
Thank you,
rather
CPT,
you
by the
sit
way, for the
there.
stuff.
I
Hmm.
rather tell you the truth of what I think and be wrong than to shut the fuck up and be right. And that's what I
Absolutely.
always ask everybody about me. If you see I'm doing something that could be potentially harmful to myself, don't be quiet. I don't care how it, oh, I ain't want to hurt my fucking feelings. Please.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to do that. So I don't want that to come all sounding like that. That's what my intention is. My intention is I want people who look like myself, you, Coach, and all of us, because I know that as we go around in the world, we have limited places where we're accepted authentically for who we are. Most of the times we have to fight to get in these spaces. And even when you fight to get into these spaces, people are not overwhelmingly accepting of us. My wife's Salvadorian. And and like I tell Coach all the time, it's like if I get locked up today or tomorrow and I look out the window, it's gonna be one Salvadorian bitch out there, my wife. Ain't there other fucking Salvadorians gonna be rocking for me? Everybody else is gonna be black. So stop it with this bullshit. When people, so I would tell Coach, if your black ass get locked up and they hollering free Coach, it's gonna be one Dominican motherfucking bitch out there, Dominga. Nobody else from the DR is gonna give a fuck about your black ass, and that's the space.
Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree. They love him. Like, I disagree.
Shit.
I love you, and I disagree. Like I've watched his videos and I see how they interact with him. Again, love you, and I agree to disagree.
Okay, I can accept that. Then guess what? Prove me wrong. That's what I want, to be proven wrong. But until then, until you can prove me wrong, I don't believe it. Now, if you prove me wrong, I'll be like, hey, Nikki was right. I got to shut the fuck up. I need the evidence. I need the evidence. That's all I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I think your story, and again, like I said, I got a Salvadorian wife. I love her, this, that, and whatever. I rock with these communities. I will continue to rock with these communities. But again, I hope, I pray in my soul for the success of your union. I think you got a good thing. I think you got that shit together. But I want you to keep foot on his ass. Keep foot on his ass. It's for your heart. You deserve it.
But it's a balance. It's a balance. It's a balance. Make sure it's a balance.
No. All I'm saying is this. That motherfucker ain't gonna give it to you if you don't demand it. And I tell all my sisters, you demand what you deserve. You deserve it. And if his ass ain't acting right, the same way, if my black ass came up to you, would you take some bullshit off of me? Would you?
I wouldn't take it off of anybody. Absolutely
then
not.
Don't fucking take it off of him. Fuck that bullshit. Don't go, oh, he got pretty hair. Fuck that shit. You put.
I have pretty hair too, so like I don't even need him for that. I don't need him for that.
I'm just talking, Nikki. What I'm saying.
Not really. I'm petty. I'm kidding.
Same standard.
Correct.
Because you deserve it, sister. I don't give a fuck if it's a white man. Motherfucker, you gotta step up. If it's an Asian man, you gotta step the fuck up. I want my sisters to understand you sisters deserve it. And don't take no fucking shorts off of no motherfucking body. I don't give a fuck where he from or what he speak.
How do you feel? Hey, how do you feel? How do you feel about my relationship? What do you think I'm doing? Am I doing a good job with my relationship?
Nah, you slow. But go ahead.
Wait a minute. No, hold up. Are you asking Rico or are you asking Nikki?
You, Nikki.
Thank you. Pardon me, Rico. Let me just intervene.
You can co-sign it. Go ahead.
First of all, I did appreciate that. I know you don't want me to read this, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Kawana Jones said that Uncle Rico. I actually don't like this because you're Virgo, so you're gonna get all up into this. Uncle Rico was always right, but some people just don't want to admit it. Listen, I somewhat agree with that. I'll go ahead and say that. But not always right. Okay. All right. But let me get back to the question at hand. I love what you're doing, John, and you know that. I have been watching your channel for quite some time, and I thought to myself, yo, this is so dope that he's doing something different. He's not on the passport bro BS, like kissing people's asses and like,
stop.
This is the better life. No, like it's Rico, why are you shutting me down, bro?
I'm sorry, but he a passport bro. He gave him a pass.
No, he's not. Go to my TikTok. I talk about the passport bro.
Okay.
And the bull crap of what they do, which is like, oh, you know what? No. You baited me. You almost baited me in. I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead.
So anyway, thank you, sir. I love what you're doing, John. I think that you have met your match in a good way. I feel like you guys match For real, for real. Like you guys just look, yep, that looks right. That looks about right. I love it. I love your energy together. I love how she treats you. I've watched many videos and I see how she acts with you, how you treat her. And I also saw the video with you with the other gentleman with Nerbis. I can't remember her name, but she and her American husband as
No
well.
bees. Yeah, no bees.
No
Yeah,
Barry.
and me and my
No Barry.
fiance.
No berries.
Yeah, no biggie. Uh-huh. So me and my fiance, we watched that together, and it was so funny to hear some of those answers and like look at him and be like, mm-hmm, uh-huh. But it was great. And I think that I'm very proud to have you representing the American people. I think that you represent a lot of what I represent. So positivity moving forward. I love it, love it, love it. Rico, if you weren't who you were, like it would be whack. I love that you are who you are. We need all that crazy shit talking that you do. Yeah, so hopefully we'll do this again. I've had an absolutely amazing time, and
We would love to have you back
y'all
on.
are welcome.
What's crazy about what I be talking?
Thank
What's
you
crazy
so
what
much.
I be talking?
Hmm?
What's crazy about what I be talking?
Did I say crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, I
and
heard the word crazy.
You were right. You were
Okay,
right.
I meant your delivery, Rico. Okay, because here's the deal. A lot of what you say, yeah, it does have sense, but some of what you say is like, no, 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 no. Wait a goddamn minute now. Okay.
I want it back. I want it back. I want it back. But you know what? You're absolutely right. I understand that I can be somewhat abrasive. I'm dealing with radio. Y'all don't understand. I'm dealing with Coach. Okay, I have to
No,
be this way with Coach.
no, you
And
don't
be
have to be
nice
that
with
way with
him.
me. He act like he know I ain't no passport, bro. Like
He
Easy said,
passport, bro.
what's wrong with a passport? What's wrong with a passport, bro, Nikki?
They
I know
fucked
I'm
up.
not a
Go
passport,
ahead,
bro.
Nikki. Tell them what's wrong with a
What's wrong
passport,
with a
bro, Nikki.
passport, bro?
Thank you. First and foremost, what I would love to hear is I would love for us to even have a discussion with a passport bro to hear them say, yo, I'm a passport bro. And that means that I believe blah, 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 blah. Because I do think that there are some people who maybe we think they're passport bros and they're not. And there are other people who say, like, yo, I'm a passport bro. Like, there's that one guy. I forgot, I don't know his name, but I've seen his videos, and like he got in trouble for some stuff with some young girls or some weird thing. And he was like coming to the VR all the time and like recording these weird, freaky videos. Like it was really effing weird. Quan, yes, my fiance speaks a little bit of English, and when he speaks English, he speaks it perfectly. Um, but yeah, so I've heard, what's this guy's name? Anyway, whatever his name is, that to me is disgusting. I don't appreciate the passport bros that come here and extort, not extort, but like shame
Exploit.
Dominican women and
Exploit.
make them look like
Exploit.
crap and make them look like nothing. Exploit. Thank you.
Exploitation.
I don't, exactly. I don't like that. I don't like that those types of passport bros come here and exploit them in that way and say, yeah, you come here, you can get a cheap slut and degrade them as if like all Dominican women are that way. It's disgusting to me. And those are the people that I want to challenge and say, like, you're ignorant. Like, why would you do this? Don't, not all of them are this way. And I love these people because some of them are my family. So that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. And maybe we can get together, the three of us, and have a discussion with a couple of passport bros. I would love to do that because I want to know.
Passport bros are shit. Passport bros are
Of
shit.
course they are. I want to have
can't
conversations with
discussion.
them.
They're shit. They don't want to have this conversation. They're pieces of shit. They're all about exploitation. They're sex tourists. The end. So again,
Absolutely they
if
are.
you want to be sex tourist, then you can be a sex tourist, and I don't have a problem with you being a sex tourist.
And just say
But don't
that.
pretend
Right.
like
Just say that.
you're something else other than a sex tourist. A sex tourist is I go to cheaper countries to buy pussy. I want to buy cheap pussy. Fine.
Just say that, and bro, and we
I go to
accept that. That's your
Mexico
life.
because the pussy in Mexico is cheaper than the pussy in America. The end. Fine.
Right.
But stop with
Right.
this. I'm a passport bro. No, you're a fucking sex tourist, you piece of shit.
and some of them are pedophiles and just
Yes.
weirdos. Like
With children.
what? And a lot of them have very low self-esteem, which is why they prey on people who they can only pay them to get with them. Okay, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother goddamn day. Let me tell you.
Hey, Rico, thank y'all
What?
so much. I'm hungry. I'm going to spend
Same
time
here.
with baby. Nikki, thank you so much, sweetheart. You're more than welcome to come up anytime. We're going to get together soon and do a video together.
Yep,
And
yep. I'll see you guys when Rico gets here.
That's right. That's right.
For
So you
real.
take
Yeah,
care.
let's do it.
Rico, you take care, brother, okay?
Okay, brother.
I'm going to do my last
Bye.
10 minutes. Bye, y'all. Rico, thanks so much.
Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. Nikki La Nana on TikTok. Bye, guys.
Give it to him one more time before we go.
So on TikTok, NIKI underscore La LANENA Nikki La Nana 81. Okay. And by the way, I don't have a Baltimore accent. I've never been told that. I'm from North Carolina. But yeah, so woohoo, see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Bye-bye. She did a wonderful job. Wow. Y'all, we got to give it up for her because Nikki just came to the channel and just opened up about everything. The energy is awesome. She has a great spirit. You know, I'm real good about feeling people's spirit, and she has a wonderful spirit. So y'all did great. The Dominican Route family, thank y'all for y'all donations. Thanks for y'all questions. I try to get to a lot of y'all questions. Last 5 minutes before I go, I'm gonna finish eating my little chicken and rice and take a shower, and I'm gonna hit the sack. But y'all got any questions before I go? Quan, thank you. You did great. Yeah, hot sauce. Yeah, I did put a little hot sauce on my rice, man. I gotta put a little hot sauce on my rice. Y'all got any questions before I go? Comments, questions. Oh, one thing real quick while the questions come through. I'll be leaving in about 11 days. So I have my son's birthday. It's his football game. I have a doctor's appointment to do a CAT scan and an MRI on my neck. Just an update. I've been feeling some extra pain and a lot of numbness in my body. So going to Texas and Louisiana in the next 12, 13 days. So just wanted to let y'all know that. So anyway, y'all got any questions or comments before I go? Y'all, great live, y'all. As always, I appreciate everything. Yes, beautiful spirit, beautiful lady. You are so right, Miss Baker. That's why I wanted a passport. Mark, thank you so much for all your questions, brother. Walk on. Thank you. Always good to see you, brother. All your comments. Nikki was awesome. You can tell she was a good human being, strong woman, and knows herself. That is so true. You do get those women and men, and you say, "Oh my goodness, they're gonna take advantage of you over here," and she's not the one to play with. So that's awesome. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. Mark says, I feel a kinship with men and that travel abroad, and I guess that makes me a passport bro. No, I feel a kinship too, brother. I think if you say you're a passport bro, and you know, I think in the beginning passport bros were cool, but a lot of sorry, black, white, all different colors just started doing stupid stuff, and then they labeled their stuff as a passport bro. But expats that really care about people, that really want to do the right thing, yeah, man, you don't. Yeah, I feel you on that because I feel brothers that, and they come and do their thing, and I don't knock them for it. They come over here and knock down 2 or 3 women and have fun, and then go back. I don't have nothing against that. So if you want to call that bad or evil or something like that, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Do your thing, keep it private. I just don't like people to expose these Dominican girls and talk about how much they paid for him, and she was easy, and this person was easy, and look how fine she is. I mean, you wasn't really getting that in the United States if you want to expose, and because those people have families, they have children, and I don't like people that do that. So anyway, okay, Super King, I hate to bring this up, but next month will be a year for you, a year you broke up with, with, yes, it will be, I was thinking about that too, brother. Thank you, Super King, I appreciate it. Yes, it will be a year. All right, as I wrap it up, tell everybody bye-bye. I'm not about that BS. Thank you, brother. I'm the same way. And I feel you on that. So I know what you're saying, brother. I know what you're saying. Title, thank you for the donations, brother. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. Domingo's ready for me to go to bed. Baby, say bye-bye. God bless. Bye. Make peace be still. I'll see y'all next time. Don't be throwing them no kisses. All the men that Domingo blew a kiss to, y'all take that back. Take that back. Bye, y'all.